What's up, everybody? My name is Kala. Jhow is MIA. I don't know where he is. Maybe you guys can find him, tweet at him, see what's up. But we are here for the grand finals of the Toasty Gladman Heroes Invitational. So thank you all so much for being here. We super appreciate it. We'll be moving into our games pretty soon, but before that, we do have an interview scheduled. We'll be able to jump to it probably pretty soon once Jhow gets back, but that's going to be an exciting one. Not telling you who it's with yet. You have to stick around and wait, keeping you on your toes. But yeah, I wanted to also give a shout out to Tempo Storm and Red Bull for setting up basically everything, and of course people from HHE as well. Anyone who had their hand in making this tournament, it has been so much fun. I don't know about you guys, but I've really been enjoying the production, the listen-ins. I've been having so much fun as a caster, so thank you so much for this opportunity. It's been freaking awesome, so thanks for being here. I think what is that? Is that Jhow I hear?
I'm here.
Oh, hey man, I didn't even see you there.
I sneak in sometimes. I'm a big guy, but I'm a
home.
ninja. It's a true story.
You really are.
Were you done? You can keep going. I actually wasn't sure we were in.
No, I was just talking to everybody who's watching and letting them know what's going on. I'd let them know that we do have a interview coming up soon, but I didn't tell them who it was with. I was keeping that a secret.
Ooh. Let's talk about it, man. It's ready. We got Workhorse, the founder of Heroes Hearth. We got him here to talk with us. Workhorse,
hey guys.
How you doing, man?
Good. How are you two doing?
Good.
It's been great so far. Great so far. So Workhorse, for those of you that don't know, founder of Heroes Hearth, we're gonna talk about some things around the game, the current state of the game, things like that. But Workhorse. Yeah, I'm actually curious because I don't know. I mean, a lot of people know who you are. Everybody knows who Heroes Hearth is, but yeah, I'm kind of curious. Like, what brought you into Heroes, man, and what made you want to do the Heroes Hearth thing?
Oh, that's a big question. I think we only have a couple minutes, so I'll make it real quick. Honestly, Heroes of the Storm is just like my favorite game. Easy. I just it hit hard right when I first started playing, and I just kind of didn't stop. And sooner or later, it just became a thing where I was like, wouldn't it be cool if I could figure out how to connect folks in our, ongoing quest to be decent at the game?
Well, that's worked out pretty well so far, and let's talk about the game because we do have a few minutes to talk about the game, and I wanted to get your thoughts on maybe we've heard different things, but now the dust is kind of settling. We had Fight Night last weekend, which was phenomenal. Had a blast doing that, and we've got the Toasty and Gladman Invitational here. But it all kind of encompasses, the game itself. The dust is starting to settle after all the announcements, all the changes that went through in December. So I just want to hear your thoughts on where you think kind of the game is and maybe where we might be going with it in the near future.
Obviously, it's been a rough patch. We've had it's been dire straits for the last few months, and it's been tough for people to figure out, where it's going, what we're going to do, how we're going to handle it. And it's been up and down. But the thing is that it sort of feels like we're on the up now in like a very real way. Awesome tournaments, Division S, this Fight Night, other things are cropping up that are honestly the spirit is so strong in terms of the community passion and love and interest in this game. It seems to just kind of not slow down despite the obstacles that have been put in front of all of us. So weirdly, I feel pretty good. I feel optimistic. I'm playing the game a lot. My friends are playing the game a lot. There was this patch where nobody was playing, but then all of a sudden names started cropping back up on my friends list that I saw were playing more and more, and now people are grinding and Team League feels good, and I think we're coming out of it.
Well, we got into an area to where it seemed like this giant. So we had BlizzCon, the crowning moment of every year, and then we had this period where it was the come down period, and then the clouds started to roll in as the pressure started to mount from the players, and then literally the worst storm possible came in. But as those clouds have moved out, to me it seems like you're saying that maybe it's time for some sunnier skies, and I'm just trying to think. Is that a realistic option for us as a team? Because this is my opinion, and I want to hear your opinion on this. Is that if we embrace a more positive feel and environment about the things that we do, versus embrace maybe the doom and gloom side, the more that comes out there that's positive, it seems like that has a greater impact on the community as a whole, which is something that I think Heroes Hearth does. I mean, do you feel that same way, that now that we can embrace it maybe a little differently, that maybe we as a community can have an impact on the game towards a positive future?
Oh yeah. I mean, we're all still here because we just love the game, and that makes it very easy to be optimistic and honestly a little bit joyous about the game in general, especially when you see things like this come together, and things like the casters stick around, the people who just really want to play, really want to share it. I think it's all there. It's just a matter of time for it to kind of like, we took the hit, okay, and we're going to build it up again, and we'll just see how far we can take it as a community.
That's definitely
How far do you think you can
definitely
take
the way
it,
that
by
I'm
way?
looking at it too. What did you say, Jay?
Pretty far, I think.
How far we can take it? I mean, considering the production of this tournament alone, I feel like we can do pretty much anything we want, as far as just have like, infinite salaries for teams and players and stuff like that. But so this is kind of, I would say, the biggest tournament that we've had in the scene since CHGC. Do you see stuff like this continuing, considering the success of this? Like, where do you see tournaments heading, or community-driven events heading in the future for HOTS?
Well, the reality is that one of the first things I told the HHE gang once the dust really started to feel like it was settling was, okay, the brakes are off. We can just kind of do what we want. And I think kind of that everyone is kind of in that place where it's like, cool, let's just see how high we can shoot and see what can happen. I mean, literally, this production is insane. It is awesome. Like the show that Tempo Storm has put on has been great. The job that you guys have been doing, awesome. The turnout that everyone in chat right now, it's been nuts. Like, I think there's plenty here. There's plenty here to build on. There's plenty here to feel great about. So, I don't know. Feeling good, guys.
Right on, man. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
We know that you're a workhorse behind the scenes. We appreciate everything that you do. Continuing your support for Heroes. I think that Heroes Hearth has been like the one beacon, right? It's like the bat signal going out. Workhorse and team answered the call. We needed that. I think that Heroes Hearth is still doing great things. And I personally want to say thank you, because without something like Heroes Hearth, and there are some other orgs out there, but Heroes Hearth seems to be kind of at the top for me. It's what I always look to. The fact that you guys have continued to support, continue to help keep this game up and going from the community side, I think it's been great. I just want to say from my side, thank you so much for what you do.
Well, thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. And thanks for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We're gonna let him go so we can get back to some action.
Bye, everybody.
So I know that we've got some games for you guys. I know everybody's excited for this finals. We've got Team Feedem versus Team 12, and we touched on it before the break. The rivalry here. It's not just these teams played against each other in the past. They are actual rivals, and it's we would look at EU and say Fnatic and Dig because they had so many standoffs, but we've never had teams where, I don't want to say they don't like each other, but let's say there's been friction. Okay, let's just say there's been friction. There's been some friction between these teams over the past year or so.
There definitely has been, and that's going to make for an even better story in this tournament, in this grand finals. I cannot wait to get into the first game. I'm actually going to jump in here and see if I can cheat and find out what our map is. Ooh, hello, map. I won't say anything yet. I'm never touching the map conversation ever again, or else you might get mad at me. Oh, look.
Get the elbow drop. Look, I thought we had a longer break. I have like coffee sitting on the coffee pot, man. So when we load into game, I might have you solo for about 30 seconds. That bad boy is getting me excited for this game, man. I already had my Red Bull. Now it's time for my coffee.
Woo! I love it, dude. I like when I just get to talk to chat by myself. It's a fun little intimate moment that we get to share every single time. Smile, clap. We've got our first game of the grand finals here. Team Feedem on the left in blue versus Team 12 on the right in red. That's the Diablo ban. I don't think my Ab's going to make it through. I don't think Abathur's going to make it through. Team Feedem have to make sure that Team 12 don't get anything crazy. That's like the biggest thing. But how do you do that with a team that just runs literally every hero in the game?
Well, that's the thing, right? It's like we had a series where everything is normal. Now we're right back to the volatility side that you've talked about throughout. Diablo ban by Team 12. For Team Feedem, do we stick to the Abathur and the Medivh ban? The Maiev is one of those things that we know Team Feedem can play, but it's also something that Team 12... Look, Justine ran it as a tank role in the past. Anybody can play it on the front line. Tomster, Goku, Justine. So there's the Abathur ban. Let's see if this is the Medivh ban, because the Medivh opens up for that weird stuff like Azul. And that's something we haven't seen yet.
All right, we're seeing every single hero that we anticipated to be banned out. And even though it is kind of standard in this meta and in this tournament so far, it's even more important with these two teams. Got the next ban coming in for Team Feedem. It's going to be the Zeratul, so Team 12 not able
Medivh
to
let
get
through.
that hero. Yeah, that is true.
If Medivh's let through, Junkrat will probably be picked up on the other side. But it's going to be JoJo.
Johanna, the first pick for Team 12, now Team Feedem with their opportunity to select their first couple of heroes. I would expect a Hanzo to gain pretty heavy emphasis for Team Feedem. Super good on this map in general because of the shrine clear, but also it's just a powerful pick for Team Feedem, as well as the Junkrat that you were just talking about. Garrosh is available. Tyrande, Malfurion, I guess Malthael, Tracer, sure, two heroes that we didn't guess. Smile.
Well, that opens the door for Tassadar, but also Genji hasn't been picked up, and the Genji Tracer matchup is always one that is fun to watch, and you get the back and forth. When's the deflect going to come in? When's it not going to come in? And there's always that really contentious battle between a Tassadar, or excuse me, a Tracer and a Genji. If we go Genji, I don't think we're going to get Tracer Genji on the side of Team Feedem, so I don't think that Team 12 needs to go. Right now they're keeping it standard. I almost feel like I need to double check with product. Like, are these teams backwards? Like,
Yeah.
this is not the way it's supposed to be.
I'm loving the Whitemane pickup. I said previously that I don't think that Whitemane has been getting as much emphasis as these teams maybe should, because every single time we've seen Whitemane, I feel like it's been very, very powerful. But we'll see how it works out here for Team 12. You got the Whitemane, Reynad, Johanna, very defensive, strong composition. After 4 with that Whitemane, she has insane sustain. It's the Genji band out as well to try to stop any of that backline burst damage coming through for Team 12. Now you see this Tracer and Malthael. I can't help but say this got to be a TAS ban, right? Or
I don't. It kind of depends. Like, I think Tassadar makes the most sense, but if not, Hosty and Lutano are very competent Tracer players. They're also both very competent Hanzo players, and you still need some shrine clear, you still need some poke damage, you need that single target damage as well as that clear. We saw Team Feedem use that Q build last game, so the fact that you have that flexibility is great. Team 12, if they want to play meta, they could go into that. There's also the possibility that we might just be loading up on melee here.
Yeah.
So there it is.
And the Sonya. So yes, it certainly is. Team Feedem running the Sonya. All right. Once again, they looked fantastic last game. Well, at least during the later stages of the match. But yeah, I personally absolutely love the hero on this map, and you get to see her again. You were talking about her a whole bunch earlier.
Well, if they want to keep it meta, Thrall or a Blaze, the Blaze would make a lot of sense here. Yeah, the Blaze with the Sergeant Hammer, you give that protection. Now Tracer has to try and engage into the Sergeant Hammer. Blaze can always put down the bunker to wield, you know, the safety to the Pulse Bomb. Sergeant Hammer has the Spell Armor, which is the majority of the damage of the Pulse Bomb post level 10. Raynor can go Armor on his heal at level 4, so a lot of safe options against Tracer, but both fantastic poke against the Tracer style. Whoa.
The double support, no frontline from Team Feedem. This is going to be keep. Oh my gosh. Okay. Do we have things mixed up?
Okay, the names are backwards. The names were. I knew something had to be off.
It made no sense. I'm like, what is happening here, dude? This makes literally no sense. Okay, there we go. So the names are backwards. Oh. I'll tell production quickly. Oh, names.
I'm like, man, there's no way that Team Feedem goes in like that. But
yeah,
all right, now all is clear. We're ready to go for game 1. Team 12 is going to be on the left. They're running double support. Tracer, Sonya, Malthael. with a Tyrande Malfurion.
Dude, I legit said this during the last 2 series ago when I was saying that Justin was mentioning the fact that double support he thinks is super strong again on this patch, and they are running a very interesting form of double support. Okay, the Malthael and the Sonya, so much sustain. Malthael can sustain himself, Sonya can sustain herself. On top of that, with those double supports and then Tracer to look for blow-ups, you've got the Pulse Bomb plus the last rights onto a target. It's pretty scary, honestly.
Double support, no tank.
Yes.
Like, they're doing it their way, man. They're doing it their way. I gotta say, though, Team Feedem's draft is stellar to counter the style of Team 12. So Team 12 has their work cut out for them. No matter how you cut it, like Tracer getting value. This is wild. But here we go. Game number 1, the finals here of the Toasty and Gladman Invitational. Team 12 versus Team Feedem. Game 1. Let's go.
Right, so far setting up just Lucano in this mid lane, looking to clear out these minion waves. Justin getting stunned up and instantly deleted, and that is a way that we start a series, ladies and gentlemen. First blood at 30 seconds into the game.
I mean, they've got the control, they've got the poke, and they instantly rotate down. This is going to be a fun one to get in because the comms is much as we've heard them, and we'll take a listen later in the game when we get some more impact. But we've heard very calm, collected approach. But when you're in the finals, man, you feel it. This is a best of 7. So if Team 12 wants to experiment, then so be it. They can experiment. They're definitely experimenting here with something that they think can work. So they'll have 4 games minimum to figure it out.
So, despite all the memes going on here with the double support, no tank sort of thing, how do Team 12 kill Lucano? Honest question. So you've got the lunar flares and stuff like that, but even if you get on top of Lucano, Collusion is going to have armor on his ultimate, going to have cleanse too, perhaps, if that's what he ends up running at the level 7. But like legit, how do you kill Lucano? That's my biggest question.
Trust me, man. Like, look, that last play was probably about as close as they're going to get on in terms of the easy level. Everything else is going to be much more difficult to manage. See, Team 12, they'll grab their camp for now, and Team Feedem doesn't care. They just siege up. They've already taken down an entire wall. Those towers, look, total between the two of them, 250 XP. Yeah, it's nice. It's not game-breaking the way it used to be, but it just softens up the map. We've seen Team Feedem in their old iteration run like an Anubrak Greymane. They just set up the map for longer plays. They'll get a small lead. Next thing you know, they get an objective or they get something else small, and it's a much larger lead. And you're like, wait a minute, how did that happen? And you have to go back to the first minute of the game when they set it all up.
Level 5's just on the horizon here for Team Feedem. Pushing out the bot lane is those Khazra. Goku getting locked down by the rotation of Cure, and that's another kill going over to Team Feedem. They're looking at Justin here. He has the oil for constant slows. Hosty doing those auto attacks as well, and that's another kill. 3-0 for Team Feedem, and this is, I think, the big problem with the draft that Team 12 is running. They don't have any substance to it. Maybe once they get on the point and Malthael and Sonya are spinning to win, and Malthael's getting some AoE healing done, they can find some success, but I don't know. The hammer seems to shut everything down.
This is rough. This is rough. I mean, 2 walls down. Can't stress enough. The experience is fairly inconsequential. It's minor on those structures. It all comes down, and Goku just trying to see if he can get behind the wall, just manages to do so. Justin goes in. Draded comes in. There's the root. But the armor, see if Draded, he's sitting on the pulse bomb, see if he can find a target, trying to find his way in. But that's just softening the map up, because if Team Feedem gets this objective, gets some minor damage in, maybe the fort down, next thing you know, the next objective being mid or bottom, they've got 10-tier advantage, maybe a level lead, and they just snowball from there. And it's almost impossible to recover.
All right. Team Feedem setting up with their Sergeant Hammer, starting to do some damage onto the objective, mainly just looking to trade damage onto Team 12, though, at this point. Tyrande is stuck mid, clearing against a Blaze. Not exactly how you want to be playing the Tyrande at this point. Hosty gets the bomb onto him, but again, just the armor, no issues whatsoever. It is very hard to get picks onto the backline of Team Feedem.
Everybody seems to have some form of protection or armor available to them. Blaze, trait, Johanna, Iron Skin. Sergeant Hammer, level 4. Raynor, level 4. Whitemane, post level 10. I mean, it's just going to be a tough egg to crack here. They're trying to bust through. Hosty walks away. Intercession used. Whitemane's version of cleanse. Everybody just continuing to be safe. Somehow, though, Kala, Team 12 has a lead on this objective, and they don't even care because they're fighting down a man with Cure bot lane and a full level lead.
Yeah. This is exactly where Team 12 do capitalize on their composition, though. They can keep Justing and Goku on the point, constantly healing, getting those skeletal defenders. That's definitely the easiest part of their composition. And I think it's just perfectly fine for Team Feedem to give this one up. They're getting value mid, value bottom. We're already seeing a full level lead off those 3 kills and some additional XP. And Team 12 need to be able to capitalize on this Arcane Punisher. If they can get a fort with it, they can really try to run away with the game. But it is going to be tough playing against a Raynor and a Sergeant Hammer because they can just do boatloads of damage to that objective. Lutano in a bit of trouble.
Zugrug, he's in trouble. He's going to wear the Pulse Bomb. That's going to be first blood. They are starting to capitalize. I'd love to get a listen in because they know that being down in experience in that double soak, they've gotten behind, but it looks like they're finding their way back in. Let's listen into Team 12.
Yeah, they get Blaze is coming. They're playing way too far.
I mean, I'm just gonna this guy.
I can't really kill him. I can chase that actually.
I'm walking. I don't have much actually.
I can't reach. I can't reach.
No mana.
Play out of a Hammer's reach.
I think we can run away, maybe.
Yeah, we can
I got the mount on him.
And right click.
They might just siege up here.
I'm pretty good, but Buzz is not too good.
The heals can go push away.
I don't really know how.
We can give like
We're going leap.
Or something.
We're also going leap this game. It's not like we're going Wrath. I think you're going leap.
I feel like that might suck dick.
Then up to you. You really?
I really don't think he's just gonna unstoppable. Like I can't jump on the. I mean, I could jump on Whitemane maybe. If we try that.
Yeah.
I mean.
And they're just gonna. I don't know.
You just bunkered that.
I can root it.
I'm just gonna kill it.
I'm just going Wrath. I think. I feel like Wrath's just better.
They bunkered. They used bunker.
Yeah, bunker.
I'm coming. I'm going Wrath. I don't think I can.
Went to Knights maybe?
They're still here. Back. We want to hold Knights for later, but let's see. Yeah, I think bot. Sorry, Tom.
Double soaking Turan, dude.
Yeah, I'll make sure I'm like soaking. I can like do some sim soak. Maybe just like.
We can do Knights soon. Can Goku do it?
Yeah, I can do it.
Oh yeah, they did it early. They're gonna just push top. I'm gonna clear this out and
Yeah.
rotate maybe.
There's a chance they invade me.
Yeah, I'm gonna start coming.
Yeah.
We should help Goku as soon as we can. They're gonna go there most.
I finished this trade.
Kala, there's only one question I got. Is it leap
What's
time?
I honestly, like, it is very difficult for Team 12 to get on top of Hammer, get on top of Hosty, especially with the cleanses, especially with the ult from Whitemane as well. I think you could have it, but then you give up a lot of your Shrine Stay power as well, so it's hit and miss. But I think of all the games, dude, this could be a decently reasonable time to run it.
I was hoping the time that we were staying in comms that somehow Justin would be like, yeah, I'm ripping it, and then just goes, look, he's the one that started running Falling Sword. He's the one that gets out there. You know, they want to try and get that unstoppable, get that armor out from Lutano. You could see that Dreaded tried to force that out, but the threat, the knockback, too much safety. But the minute that goes down, that's that moment where you lock it in and you go. So I think it's going to be a thing, man. That or he's just playing some serious mind games. We're also almost at level 13, so, I mean, you got to pick it at some point.
Do you?
Or don't you?
Of course you do. I'm just, yeah, unless we just don't lock in a level 10. Keep them guessing the whole time, even when they're running it down on our core. Goku taking a bit of damage, forcing up that Iron Skin, dude. Ooh, that's a lot of damage on a Dreaded. Force the recall. Cure with a 4-person stun up, and Buds on the backside. Super unhealthy. Hosty dodging that last strikes with the bunker proc. Nice job by him. But the health bars of Team 12 are okay. They're pushing back in. They are spinning to win. Cure is very low. Raynor goes down, and this is exactly the way that Team 12 play these compositions. They have so much sustain with the double support. Both of their front lines in the Malthael and the Sonya have support themselves, and Team 12 turn this game on their heads with that double kill.
I mean, they took the absolute best shot. I mean, Dreyded got poked out so hard, and then we saw the 4-man stun come in, Hyperion, BFG, everything came in. But the double support, the tranquility, after that, Team Feedem had nothing else going for them, and that firepower was enough. There's the cleanse out. Dreyded knows that, tries to get the pulse bomb onto Lutano, because that cleanse, that self-cleanse plus that armor comes at the expense
Zog doing
of that
big
level
old
4.
things.
Malfurion got deleted.
It's like we're symbiotic. Oh, Justin can't get away. Zugrug making more plays, baby. And that's a double kill going over to Team Feedem. At least they respond to this one. Yes, that bottom side fort's down, and likely the top one as well, because Goku is rotating up here. So Team 12 get more than they could have possibly asked for with that objective. Getting these two forces is going to be huge for themselves, but at least Team Feedem did respond with those 2 kills. They really needed that.
Well, they would have liked to have not died in that, but getting both forts, as you said, that's pretty tremendous value, especially when you look at the left hand of the minimap and you see that all forts are still standing. There are times where you can siege up as a Sergeant Hammer if you get a camp, depending on how you time the camp. There are ways to play around it. Right now, Team 12 seeing if they want to defend their camp, but the root comes in. Goku trying to get that cleanse out of the self-cleanse. I think that might have just been a heal, but either way, we've got damage coming in. Starfall in, Sergeant Hammer the first to blow. Now you can see Dreyded just dodges that stun. Now on the backside onto Collusion at the bottom of your screen, and they are tracking him down. He's just trying to divert the attention away from the rest of the team. He needs to die fast, and he knows that. He's just going to go ahead and fall here, as that was an invade gone wrong, and Team 12 perfectly comes in.
Yeah, Team Feedem need to be way more careful about those invades, because they invaded a 4v5 situation. Without the Blaze bunker there, there's very little that the backline of Team Feedem can do to try to escape. It's all centered around the value of that bunker, being able to jump in, avoid the last strikes, avoid the DOT damage as well. It's absolutely huge if you can do that, but not having that there results in a kill, and Cure definitely going to be dying in this situation too, deciding to just kill himself for the fort. I mean, it's probably worth it because of the passive experience, and there's not a whole lot that Team 12 can do except for invade the hard camp of Team Feedem.
I'm trying to look. I couldn't tell if that was Nature's Cure or that was a Tyrande heal. Either way, there's double soft cleanses. It definitely wasn't the self-cleanse, because that gives you unstoppable status, but the amount of protection there, Whitemane will be able to get roots, but when you have 2 supports that can take care of roots, that is tough. Actually, I take that back. That would have had to have been Nature's Cure. There is no root cleanse on Tyrande. Man, they got everything covered with 2 different abilities.
16s are now here for Team Feedem. Level lead just about for Team 12 as well. Next objective will be spawning on the top side of the map, so Team 12 will likely want to try to pick up as much on the map as possible. Clear bot lane, pick up their Khazra, maybe bot side Khazra as well, to get some real push going. And of course, if Team 12 do get this bottom side camp, it'll be pushing alongside the catapults, which spawn now when you defeat a fort. So that'll be pretty big for Team 12. Perhaps something that Team Feedem will stress out about responding to.
Well, let's actually take a listen into Team Feedem, because they're finally on even talent tiers, but this is a crucial fight for them to start to get back into the game. We're going to take a listen into Team Feedem throughout this objective.
I think, like, we can't play out of it.
Yeah,
with
I bunker for dive.
Yeah.
Like, I'm playing up here.
Yeah, exactly.
Actual Africa.
Sonya's behind, K. So is Tracer.
Not
Sonya, right
as
side.
possible. I'm on Goku.
Just
Go hard, Goku hard, Goku hard, Goku hard. Kill. I'm on
bunker. I'm bolting after.
I be out of this. Okay. I'm on buds.
They're on me hard.
I'm stunning, Big Sun.
I'm dead. We lost all our damage.
Damn.
Fuck.
Damn, can't kill shit.
It's actually so hard to kill them, dude.
Yeah. It's
So much
insane.
healing.
Maybe I should have picked this Alex instead of White.
The end or not?
I think we just get this too.
I think we do Shrine. I think 1 on Shrine. I don't think we're ending here.
No, we're not.
I think maybe you guys could have if you had Wrath up still.
Yeah, I don't have Wrath.
Because you kill the small wall and you just go straight to the keep.
Yeah. I mean, this should be game if we're all up for this.
But yeah, it should be game. This is safer play. Safer play.
I'm trying Gad.
Yeah, Bud's zoning the Shriner now. We don't
I
have
actually gonna die though.
Just like
Careful, they're coming up soon.
Yeah, make sure we don't get caught here. It's like the only bad thing. I'm just fucking queuing out.
The fuck is that sound effect?
That's what our queue sounds like.
I'm gonna get midway for 20.
Oh.
Alright.
Okay.
I'm just gonna...
Kala, it's one hitter, and they got the bunker, they got the armor coming out of that, but it seems like once they use all of their buttons, Team Feedem, they just do not have enough for the overwhelming pressure of Team 12, even after they got the mouth ill kill. And now Team 12 saying that, look, we need to end off this, and they feel that they can do that with 20 here. The Team Feedem looking for a flank otherwise.
The only real way that Feedem can find their way in these fights is if their damage dealers stay alive, but they're just not able to do it, unfortunately. Team 12 stepping in with their 20s. This is a huge push from themselves. Cure gets cleansed up, able to walk away from that one. Now rooted up is Justin. He is taking so much damage, and so is Tomster, but keep in mind, folks, this is a double support composition. Team Feedem need to do their best to try to jump this Punisher into the mid lane. Cure also getting stunned up. There is the bunker finally. Nice job, but look at the damage onto Zugrug. He is just taking a boatload of hurt.
He survived for a moment, but not much longer. And now with the Punisher, the frozen Punisher, it might be enough if the shields are down. Team Feedem in defense, but it looks like Team 12 will be able to end this game. So it's already down to 50%. Everybody's still incredibly healthy. Sonya on core. Game number 1, despite the slow start for Team 12, things picked up. And Team Feedem behind the Sergeant Hammer were unable to pop the health bars of Team 12. So it worked out really well.
Again, I'm going to quote Justin. You guys should be happy that the HGC is gone because it was just going to be a double support meta smile. That's what he said. I remember it, and we're seeing it here. That was a dirty double support composition. No tank. Both of the heroes that were frontline have so much sustain. But I can't help but say, I think that Team Feedem just, if they were able to stay, this was the biggest one. Look where Kier is. He's so far away, and the rotate from Team 12 was already here. The damage has been done. The fight has started. Lutano dies before the bunker can even get there. And if bunker is here, I do believe this is a different fight. And 90% of the time, you don't even want to look for invades when you have the hammer. She can't really get away when you have chase heroes like the Tracer. And it's so unfortunate when you get caught in those situations.
I was quite surprised that they willingly stood there to fight. I think they just felt that they had enough resources, but that was basically the second big fight where we saw, okay, it was the first shrine fight on the bottom. It's like, look, we threw everything out possible. We didn't get the kills. That was the second time. This is going to be the third because they get Goku. We heard the comms. Goku was the call here and the armor on the outside, but after this, they have nothing but just Hammer and Raynor auto attacks, and that just does not seem to be enough.
Definitely not. Super unfortunate. Hosty dying relatively early in that situation was pretty much the icing on the cake. If he was able to stay alive maybe a little bit longer, dance into the bunker perhaps, they would have been able to find their victory in that team fight. But having those damage dealers die against a double support sustained composition, you can't win. They'll run you down.
It's just a crazy composition that we're going to see. And we're in the finals. It's best of 7. So there's a lot of adaptation period. The Sergeant Hammer, we'll see if they continue to go down that route. Here's where the Tranquility comes in, and they survive. Look, they're already well on their way to victory here just due to the level 20 spike and the objective. But the health bars, I mean, they are insane. You've got a level 20 Sonya on your core. Good luck at that point.
Zugrug died from Poison Spear there, and that's a big old feels bad man moment. But the damage is just too much, I suppose, and that was the last push here, folks, to secure game number 1 for Team 12. How do you move into this game after just getting decimated by a double support comp and ban? Where do you even start with the banning? Because if you ban out this double support comp style, they'll run something else crazy. That's the thing I say all the time. Team 12, the high volatility team. Like, what do you do?
Well, you go to a skirmish map called Tomb of the Spider Queen, and you run a Lutano special. You've got Hosty, one of the best shielding players we ever had. Back in the day, it was a Tassadar, Medivh, Zarya, Abathur, player. That was what he did for his team. Look, Lutano has gone toe-to-toe with the best. I remember when him and Crowan went toe-to-toe. One of them had, I believe, a Cassia or a Reynad. The other one had a Vala. And they just went toe-to-toe, and they just traded out. If you want to match double support with double support, do so with some added firepower. Add the Tassadar, get yourself a Vala or a Cassia, and try and go toe-to-toe. The slow poking approach of a Reynad and a Sergeant Hammer and willingly standing in fights, yeah, you'll get the damage, but that double support was just way too much. So I'd love to see them maybe get something with some added firepower, because that's the one thing that Sergeant Hammer and Reynad just don't offer, is like that big burst damage.
Yeah, I agree. But we're moving into the second game here on Tomb. And again, we need to see what's going to happen with these bans. The Diablo, a likely ban for sure. I would expect, again, the Abathurs, the Medivhs, that sort of thing being removed from the equation. But again, I like acting as a spectator with these teams, to be completely honest, because you really you can't tell. You have no idea what they're going to pull out.
If we get double support again, I mean, they're going into their bag of tricks. Imperius continues to be the ban for Team 12. Just no matter what, always ban Imperius. Diablo Tyrande. So no Tyrande, which means that we're going to get several melee assassins let through. See if the Abathur is one. Medivh, Maiev, Zeratul. I mean, there is a lot at stake here that we could be getting into.
I still love the Imperius ban. I think it's so hilarious. Then we got the Maiev as well. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, what are we going to get as a first pick? So it's the Johanna.
Medivh Zul, let's
Nothing
go.
out of the ordinary. Oh God.
Johanna's like one of those tanks, right, with the iron skin. Like, it doesn't work as well against, but you can force that iron skin followed up with another. Look, if they want to go Zul Medivh and kick it, late 2018, let's go. Instead, we get a Zeratul.
See, okay, I gotta bring this up. This is a best of 7. Running comps like Team 12 ran last game is not going to work for a best of 7. Because you can run the double support shutdowns. Like you can just run anti-healing, which works so well against double support. Could you imagine a biotic grenade against the comp that was run last game? Just completely shut them down. Or if the Malthael was on the side of Team Feedem, but at the same time, Team 12 just set it up so well that they got every hero they could possibly want. So I don't think that they're going to run something quite so similar this time, because Team Feedem are too smart for that. It's the Reynad and Malfurion.
So they're keeping it safe. Very safe. But the Uther could be a tank, could be a support. We don't know. Genji still available. See if Team Feedem will be willing to ban that out. Else we saw the Uther Dragon Blade before, but the Blaze was the shutdown. So if they have a similar... Okay, they're actually just not willing to have the Sergeant Hammer. They could run the risk of letting the Blaze through again if they want to go a similar style, unless they just switch it up to X-Strike, which would be altogether different. Keep in mind, Abathur's still here. Abathur is still available.
I like it. I want it, actually. Okay, we got Zeratul and Uther. What are you up to, Team 12? Okay, there's the Genji ban as well, which is actually kind of interesting. Well, you hover the Uther like that. Maybe they're looking to make some Genji Uther plays, which is very normal, and Team 12 have already tried to run that earlier on this map. No less.
It's time for Lunara.
Nope.
Good on this map. Reveal invisible heroes like Zeratul. Spell shield at 13. PvE at level 4. Let's go. Or double support Uther Bright.
You got the Weeb version of Lunara with the Hanzo. Brightwing as well. Dude, these guys are actually insane. I can't, there's no way any of us can ever say what they're going to pick. So I think we just focus on Team Feedem and just let the interesting heroes come through with Team 12. Team Feedem, they need their off lane. It could be the Yrel, could be the Blaze. We got the Phoenix coming through.
Could be Phoenix.
Double auto attack backline, and it could be the Alarak too. There we go. That's going to be an interesting one.
Whew.
Is it the Skeleton Man himself? It can't be, can it?
Nah, because Justine has to be Uther
run it like
here.
This. Yes.
No.
But I mean, it's Zool. How hard is it to play? You literally just run it down, let you.
So Justin switched over to Zool. Yeah. My thoughts exactly. My thoughts exactly. So here's my favorite part about what we're gonna have unfold from this. I'll wait for Kala to put his earbuds back in so we can break this down. So, Kala, it's actually gonna be Justin on Zool. Tomster says I used to play support, so he's playing Uther. Bud's on Brightwing. On the other side, Lutano, when he was streaming a lot of heroes and during the winter time, he was spamming a lot of Alarak. That's a Lutano Alarak and a Cure Phoenix for the solo lane.
I don't even know what to say. We've just got wild picks everywhere. I think that if there's any map to have the Zool composition work, it's definitely Tomb of the Spider Queen. And man, that is Team 12 pulling all the stops. I'm going back. What are these drafts? Oh my gosh. You love to see it. Man, I was talking about how versatile Tomster has been on these picks, and he's just making it happen here. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2. I have no idea how this is going to work out.
Unless... All right, so Cure likely to be in the solo lane as the Phoenix, meaning that Lutano will be looking to combo in the 4-man and stack up that level 1. But this is wild. I mean, look, Alarak is a prime target to be hit by the Bone Prism. If you see him use his telekinesis and he doesn't self-telekinesis, then you know that you have him. It's just a matter of, because we're seeing Zool, you get that big percentage damage whenever your bone armor expires. Cure will go ahead and warp over. Just wondering where the kills come in, man.
My question is, how does Zeratul fit into this? Right? Like, I'm not even 100% sure how he fits into this composition. I know it's an odd question to ask, but still, like, how does this work? I guess we'll find out in time.
I asked that about most of their drafts, and then somehow it works. Like, it just works. I mean, there's nothing that really stands out to me that other than just, look, it's wild. It's wild. And look, Team 12, they have to play this somewhat slow. Their damage and their builds don't really come online. 7 is going to be the earliest, as Draden's actually going to be first blood as Moonfire and Autos come through. 7 for Zool. Oh, Phoenix ended up going down. Cure overplaying his hand. But 7 for Zeratul to play around, 7 for Zool, 7 for Hanzo to get the cooldown on his scatter arrows. That's when some of this build and this composition really feels like it can gain some firepower.
It's all going to play around that first turn and see which of these teams gets it. And honestly, I feel like it could be Team Feedem. They've got a lot of control over this mid, which is really, really important because mid touches both top and bottom side turn-in. Mid control is the name of the game here, folks. And meanwhile, Justin just kind of sitting on his towers the whole game, not really able to get a lot of pressure mid-top like you would normally want with the Zool. Meanwhile, down bottom, the siege camp is started. So that's going to really, really help Team 12 force out a rotation of Team Feedem down to the bot lane to try to clear that one out and perhaps give Team 12 an opportunity to start getting some momentum in this mid and top lane.
Just when this really starts to come online, it'll show. Siege camp picked up at the bottom by Zeratul will alleviate some pressure. Gonna miss some soak, but that will probably be made up in the long run. Also will wield some control in that bottom lane, maybe control those rotations. See if Zeratul maybe clears up that lane and then comes up to see if they can get a gank. There's some of that burst damage, at least from the bone armor, going through onto Zugrug. Team 12, I mean, they just force you to adapt, and some teams just struggle to adapt, and they can get it some way, but they don't ever get it all the way. And right now, Team 12 it's causing headaches, man. It's causing headaches.
So I'm starting to piece everything together. Zeratul's self-sustain at 20 is obviously just unbelievable. And Zul's as well is super high. Having the double support with both of these heroes, again, that can just sustain themselves with the setup of the arrow, I'm starting to see things work out here for Team 12 in the late game. If they get into late game team fights, it's going to be so hard to kill the members of Team 12.
Right now, Team 12, they're struggling. Nobody's gotten many. There's 8 gems total turned in 4 minutes in. We had a game earlier yesterday where we had 3 minute and 30-second turn in. Tomster, nice juke there to the side of that combo coming in from Lutano. But there we go. Now we got some gems turned in.
Right, 64 in the bank for Team 12 as well. That's looking good for themselves. Team Feedem really do want to try to get this first turn in to try to snowball the game for themselves, because as this game scales into the late game, having that Zul double support with the Zeratul is going to prove to be problematic for Team Feedem, especially considering the fact that Team 12 will be able to force fights with the Void Prison. I'm really starting to piece everything together. I feel like that one meme with that lady and all those geometric shapes going all over the place. But speaking of geometry, Hanzo in a world of hurt manages to turn this one around. The polymorph as well onto Johanna, and she goes down, and that's going to be another kill going over to Team 12. 2 for 1. Traded. Oh, he does die here. Hanzo goes down 2. 1 for 1. Goku trying to get that kill. He gets the Vorpal back. Big brain plays by Zeratul.
He's making the plays happen, and that's exactly what you expect. I mean, the crazy thing is that even last game, we heard that just we're having fun play style approach, and you could hear that they're still having fun and they're making it work for them. But we do have the Web Weavers coming down for Team Feedem, who it's important to note is that in that last game, that's actually their first loss, their first map loss in this entire tournament comes in here, game number 1 of the finals. And right now they have the first Web Weavers coming down.
You know that Team 12 has to be feeling good about that one, and Team Feedem, they want to fight back. You know, taking that first loss does not feel good, especially against a meme-style comp. Like, it never feels good to lose, and then when you lose against something like that, it's even worse. But Team Feedem definitely have the abilities to come back in this game, focusing heavily on this mid lane. Again, if they can pick up forts during the early game, it's really, really going to help out. Goku coming through here. Tomster dropping 18 gems, but he's here to heal Goku up. Dropping those 35 would be a big problem. Draded cannot step up and pick those up. Huge misplays by Team 12. Team Feedem just absolutely clutching this one out.
Yeah, and that's a major problem because they have been struggling to get turn-ins and get that control. And now they sit on 53 gems, and they lost a significant amount there. So that will stall out some potential maybe snowball mechanics. Both teams nearing level 10, but with the first fort down, that is advantage Team Feedem. As we've stated, though, Team 12 is the mega scaling team with this. Raynor, Phoenix, you know, it's all pretty standard across the board. Alarak, dependent on sadism and stacks. But then we look at Zul, we look at Zeratul. All of these heroes just really start to come online in the late game. And if Team 12 can bide their time, this will be a really fun Tomb game.
I'm just sitting here with a cup of tea, waiting for that level 16 to happen, just to see what, like, you know what I mean? I like seeing these hypotheticals. I want to see what happens in these team fights post 16. Justing, landing a decent route there. Follow up with the arrow collusion. Huge silence. Lutano getting hurt, but the counter engage by Team Feedem is also massive. Lots of damage going over onto Team 12, but no kills so far. Look at the health bar on Goku. Justing narrowly escapes with his life. Hosey trying to pick up that kill, but not able to find it. Nice disengage by Team 12.
If they drop more gems, it's a tough climb. I mean, you have to basically wipe the other team, put all their gems on the floor, and start from scratch. If they lose anymore, they have only managed to turn in 7 gems so far. They realized that now Team Feedem has enough for a turn-in. They looked at the night camp, and it looks like now they're going to start it before this turn-in comes in. One more gem for Team Feedem will give them their next set of Web Weavers. They'll likely hold those knights for defense, knowing that that'll likely be the call here for Team Feedem.
Another set of the Reds coming in, but at least Team 12 have mid defense with that bruiser camp, so it's going to be a lot easier for them to clear things out. Zagrug knows it too. He's walking in. There's the silence onto Tomster. Here comes the shift too to just help out Uther with his health bar. And Team 12 should have a pretty decent defense here in the mid lane, especially considering the fact that they have all the heroes here. Goku on the side. Here comes the Void.
He's got the isolation. Dragon Arrow's going to hit on the outside of that. Cure somehow gets away, only losing a little of his shield. But now the Web Weavers have come down. Justine being drugged in. The D-Shield's going to be out. The salvo out in return. It's going to do some damage, but Johanna is actually the first to fall. Hosty trying to track down Justine, unable to do so. A 1 kill there is all Team 12 needs. They just need to defend the Web Weavers, get to the later game, and every single kill that they get is getting them closer and closer to where they want to be. But Lutano and team still trying to make things happen as we see Collusion and Cure coming in, and Goku in a world of trouble. Buds will have the blink heal out, but Team Feedem turning this fight around even after the loss of Johanna.
No gems lost, though, so that is one good thing for Team 12. And, man, I have to say, during that team fight, got to give it up for Hosty. His backline was voided, and he knew that it was the Void Arrow combo going to be coming in. He steps in front, takes the arrow, full stun, and then he had a rolling regrowth on himself and just gets cleansed immediately once the Void Prison drops. That was a beautiful play by Hosty.
Team 12 has got to get some gems turned in. They have got to get gems turned in. They are approaching the 13 talent tier. Only 7 turned in so far. We're going to see if we can get a listen in to the comms of Team 12, because despite those 4 to 5 kills, it seems like the control has been in favor of Team Feedem. Let's see how they feel about this game.
I have ult in 5.
I have VP in 5.
Oh, we could force topside right now. Someone was bottom. Just hitting Joe for now, I guess.
I'm trying to get a flank. Joe's just hitting topside.
I think we want to stay topside though, but there's lobsters. I mean, we don't have to do anything. We just kill lobsters first and then come back to top.
Yeah, they don't have gems. They don't have gems.
Yeah. There's
Back
no
in it.
rush.
Plus, we want to hit 16s. I'm running to butts. Wait, I'm watching butts right now. I'm heading down now.
Yeah, we just want to clear lobsters and fight tops. We can tap and fight. I might need help defending top though. We should try to play around here.
Yeah. Careful, they want to look for something. They see me now. They see me now.
Danger.
They're still going.
Do you want to fight, it looks like?
If I mid.
Yeah, once lobsters are clear, we just fight top side. Top turn in. I can just tap.
Bot's cleared now. Bot's cleared now.
Okay.
I can clear the next wave, then or just go top. Oh, it's better for me to head top.
Yeah, I think just come. Let's just look for a fight. I'm gonna clear one wave. I just look for a fight top side on the top turn in.
Yeah.
I have tap running, so I'm just gonna run.
He's in that brush. He's in that brush.
Yeah, I'm just rooting him. Oh, look at Clues in. Look at Clues in. I don't know if we can. Or even
it's not. Okay,
oh, that's blessed.
Hitting Zug.
I VP'd him. I'm going to need help. I'm going to need help out of this.
Okay, okay.
I'm airing for Goku. I'm airing you.
Nice. I'm killing him.
Oh shit, I fucked up.
1 HP.
I don't have punch. I'm weak. Care for the damage.
I'm probably dead.
I'm gonna get wrecked, I think.
Oh, help me.
Try to help Goku.
Oh,
shit, I'm weak.
Damn.
Oh, I fucked up. Oh, I'm gonna get blinked on, aren't I?
Still gems.
Yeah, we still have all of our gems. I'm just gonna reset, I guess. Wonder if they do boss.
They could
Oh man, if I'm 16s, dude.
Going for it.
If I'm 16s, I actually could destroy them. But
Yeah, I guess I'll run.
yeah, just turn in.
Yeah, I guess they'd get turned in if we don't. Probably have to. They do see me.
They want 16, but they find themselves with only 7 gems turned in. Normally, you're going to see the turn in to try and counter the boss pickup here. Because they're sitting on such a plethora of gems, it gives them the chance to stop the bleeding, get to 16, defend the boss, and then get to 16, look for another fight, and they have another turn in, and potentially another one beyond that, depending on the collection. Kala, once 16 is here, this looks like a totally different game.
Absolutely agree. I'm mostly excited just to see what happens in these team fights once that 16 does hit. Mid and bottom will be pushing in for Team 12. We see Justing and Goku represented in those areas. Cure doing a nice job stopping mid from pushing in. And honestly, again, that boss is just a trade for the gems that were turned in for Team 12. However, they got a little bit more than you usually would with a play like that. That top fort just got absolutely evaporated. So Team Feedem got to be feeling good about that one. But as we mentioned, 16s are just here in a moment, and that is Team 12's time to really try to make some big plays. You got to be watching out for that Void, got to be watching out for the arrow combo. Last time Hosty ate it for the team. Let's see if Team Feedem can make sure that that combination does not happen.
Yeah, they're one gem short, and they're on 16. They know it. They can sense it. We're actually going to listen into Team Feedem to see how they approach this because they know they're entering dangerous territory the later this game goes. Let's listen to Team Feedem.
Can y'all get me through, or is this too risky of a choke?
Just go this way.
Fuck it.
Right there, you're in there, you're in.
You're in there.
Let's push out waves.
I'm going back lane.
Care down not to stack too hard.
Zool turn top, guys.
Fuck.
Oh fuck, yeah.
My
turned
bad.
right.
Could have been watching
It's
it.
fine. Could try to.
Zool
Dump
here. I see him.
Me and Kira are dumping bot. Not
might
lethal,
have it.
but-
They revealed me.
Oh shit,
I'm
we
gonna
got
turn
linked
8
up.
top.
They're in
Turning
a
8
blink.
top, turning 8 top.
Nice.
Maybe zone
I
up
have
here.
vision on you.
Yep.
Yeah, no. I got my 8 in. Hosty turn
Yeah,
8
I'll
top.
try to.
Yeah, I'm
Hosty
trying to turn
Yeah,
mine.
keep alternating top. Keep alternating top while we watch.
I'm bot right now.
They're
I
at
got
top.
rooted,
There's
but
Zing,
I'm
there's
fine
Zing, there's
here.
Zing. He's okay.
I'm fine.
Let's see.
That's probably
Watch turn. Watch turn though.
Zara's your bot. He has lethal.
Yeah, keep. I'll watch it then. You help them.
We need the
6
Joe
seconds
here.
on combo.
I'm catching top soak here.
2 seconds on combo.
I'll tell you if I need help bot.
I'm split catching top. I'm fine.
I have a Q-Zuck for you.
They look like
They're
they're
bottom
for
side, hard
Yeah,
bottom
bot,
side.
They have Zul down here.
It might be a Zera top though. I'm gonna check.
Zara was like mid-ish.
Hanzo
Zul's
AR'd
trying to
me.
turn.
That's
I
not
can-
lethal.
You got it. Okay.
Zara's probably top turn.
I'm
with
watching
lethal.
it.
You got that? I'm pushing out mid.
It's only 3.
I don't care about that. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna see
me
this.
either. They know I'm in this bush now though.
Turn top, OC. Turn top. Right
Yeah,
now.
I'm
Right
trying
now.
to get
Turn,
these.
turn.
I'll
Yeah,
get
but-
this. Yeah, I'll get this.
OC might have it here. Unless there's. We can look for
That's
Zera
not-
after them.
That's not
Sarah?
lethal.
On me bot.
Looking?
I'm good.
Just blink down.
I need to catch this. So
I think we got it. I think we got it top.
That's not lethal.
It's not. We
I
need
have a
to.
combo on Goku. Help. Oh fuck, I'm in trouble though.
Trying to come.
Big
I
jump.
missed turn. Wait, I have turn if you get out.
They're on me really hard. I'm kiting.
I'm BP'd.
Shit.
They just ripped the Z, dude. Fuck, dude.
Dead.
Yeah, it's actually so awkward.
I stopped the Z, but
I think we need the Joe with us and like Alarak
Yeah,
bot side.
I can't.
An unfortunate time to get a turn in, Kala. They got the turn in, but 3 members fell on the same time.
Help. Not enough, dude. Counter-Strike also not enough to keep Lutano alive. That was a sticky situation to be in, and I actually thought, despite what resulted, I thought that Goku perhaps was positioned a little bit too far up, but Team 12 get the collapse. They get the fight that they were looking for. But all the while, Team Feedem did get their red web weavers turned in. However, still 3 dead on the side of Team Feedem. They will try to get back alive here. The turn-in occurring in 7 seconds. So this should be Team 12's first turn-in of the game for them. Or sorry, second turn-in of the game. That's actually... This is the first one that's actually going to be relevant.
It actually
The one that
matters.
they got earlier. Yeah, there was a boss running at the same time. I would have expected Team 12 to cap their bruisers at the same time to try to bolster their push effort, but not here, not today, folks. Team Feedem with the bruisers to help that mid push.
It's going to be fun to watch because they'll get map pressure. The mini-map, we're going to see several blue dots on the right side of the mini-map when we do get there. They'll also be rounding 20, and they have enough for another turn-in as we see Johanna able to walk away with the iron skin. But it's the fact that they have double turn-in available to them. They need to push these lanes. They need to get 20 first because Team Feedem is soaking for now, but it's going to be an all-out brawl. Make no mistake about it. One pick for Team Feedem, they get a pick on a Team 12. We're talking about a totally different ball game. Run it down. But here we go. They're trying to defend as the Hyperion goes up for Team Feedem.
Yeah, that's a good Hyperion, definitely, to stop that push of Team 12. They can't respond mid, but they can go bottom, or they can stay top and try to kind of juke around this one. This Web Weaver going down very, very quickly. So really good use of Heroic there for Team Feedem to stop that push coming through. But that's going to be a fort bottom as well for Team 12. I know the passive experience not relevant anymore unless they're looking for those level 21 power spikes, you know, the Team League and Hero League special, but not happening here.
Ooh, they're trying to see if they can snipe on pre-20. They can't. Those bottom web weavers and top. That's with the blue dots on those lanes. Justin looking to maybe turn. That's cleansed. They're going to get the root onto Zugrug, but the iron skin will keep him walking away. Zugrug hasn't picked his 20 yet. It's going to be either individual or team oriented. We'll find out soon. But again, there's enough gems for turn in. Lane control in top and bottom, but this mid lane on Tomb, the most important. And Team Feedem recognizes that. They're holding for now.
The Void is down, and so are the Mages. So this is a moment for Team Feedem to step in and see if they can get some control here. We see the invade over the Bruiser camp, but remember, you have to be grouped in very close to take that one. Goku getting some poke damage onto the backline of Team Feedem. This is a very scary position to be in for Team Feedem.
Oh, Collusion comes in, gets the massive Twilight Dream, and that's going to set up plays here as Brightwing is the first to get deleted, and that's going to be Zeratul next. 3 members down. Alarak's going to trade out. Tomster dropping gems on the floor. They want to see if they can get him. He will be back, but that Twilight Dream with that 20 blink upgrade might have just saved the game. 13 gems are all that's left, and now Team Feedem looks immediately to the boss, and there is no counterplay other than a raw defense that will be coming for Team 12.
That was seriously so bold by Team Feedem. The play was completely made by Collusion there. You have a Polymorph to shut down your Twilight. You have a stun from Uther to shut down your Twilight. You have a 20 Zeratul in a choke position. You have a Zool in a choke position. Every variable there said that Team 12 should have been able to find success, but Team Feedem clutch out the team fight and absolutely destroy the members of Team 12. They got this boss pickup as well. It's a 19-minute boss. It's going to do some serious damage here.
Yeah, they're going to look to end. They have Hyperion to siege up on the core. Let's see if they use it to get through the keep or save it for the core, because right now this boss is already here. Hyperion up, Zugrug walking forward, and now every member from Team 12 is back. Alarak is not here. This should guarantee, but the Dragon Arrow hit. Okay, nobody goes through there. Bud's actually had his phase shift interrupted by the boss stun. Look, I know Alarak wasn't there. They got the keep. That's enough. But we're still playing. First keep of the game, catapults are there. But when you have a fort down in that, eventually it stalls out. You don't get the same type of late game snowball catapult effect as before. First keep, you got to feel good about.
Very true. Keep in mind, Team 12 do have a global in their Brightwing, so they can position Brightwing on the top side of the map to stop those catapults from being too detrimental. So that is one good thing that Team 12 do have going for themselves right now. Team Feedem, though, just ahead every step of the way. Team 12 have such a devastating team fight. They really do, but they haven't found the full combo. The last Void Prison that we saw was a whiff. Arrow up in 15 seconds. Team 12 need to find a Void, Arrow, blow up combination, or else Team Feedem are just going to walk away with this one.
Crazy plays being made. Zool also going the healing reduction, which could be super impactful. No Tranquility. Remember, that was the Twilight Dream with the Ancestral upgrade at 20. We'll see right now. Tomster keeping an eye. Will deny the turn-in. Another 5 gems will be a turn-in. They don't get the interrupt, and they don't get the fight yet. Wormhole out. This is defensible, but this is not an easy defense. We are talking about very strong web weavers. Justin in trouble. He's going to get silenced. D-Shield was used. Space shift in. They're looking for the fight. Polymorph. They're approaching cautiously. Goku seeing if he can get some poke. But the Knights mid, the Siege Giants bottom, this is potentially all keeps and maybe core. Team Feedem trying to tie up this series 1-1.
Everything that just happened there, again, Team 12 just not on the same page. The D-Shield was fantastic, but Justin ran away as it came through. So obviously the comms on Team 12 are a little bit hit and miss here because they could have ran in and tried to force a fight there. All members of Team 12 were available, but now they don't have heroics, man. They don't have the Zool, they don't have the Arrow either. Goku's trying to make some plays. Here is the Void to set it up. Jay, how can they do it?
They're holding, but now the big combo. Lutano gets multiple people. Justine trying to heal up. That's going to be Uther heals coming through, but it's not enough to keep Justine alive. And we see out on the other side, Hosty gets another takedown, and this should be GG. These combos that have come in have just been clutch. The silences at the most opportune times. First it's Collusion, this time it's Lutano, and the silences are enough to silence game number 2 in favor of Team 12, and Team Feedem comes out with the W. And remember, this is a best of 7, so we're 1-1. The last time these teams have played, there was a best of 5 reverse sweep for Team Feedem. We've gone to all 5 games with these teams before. Maybe we'll go all 7, because right now they're showing they can go toe-to-toe with each other.
All right, we've got ourselves a series. And I wish that we got to see the full power of the team fight of Team 12 there. We didn't see any big void arrow plays. The only one that was looking real good was blocked out by Toasty. That was such a clutch move by Toasty. But yeah, just Team 12 not able to find their team fight execution. If they did, I think that game could have been a lot different. And even in that last little skirmish, like I said, D-Shield went out, but Justin just ran away from that fight. I think that was probably the most opportune fight for Team 12 to take during the later stages of the game, but just not able to get it, and Team Feedem just clutched that one.
Right here, we're going to see one of the earlier fights, or at least mid-game fights that we had, and that's when we were listening in on comms, and Lutano knew that he got caught out. When we were watching that entire time, Goku was just playing around with vision. The web weavers were turned in, but this was 3 people that fell on the side of Team Feedem, and that's when it looked like Team 12 might have had their big power spike, but they got that turn in. And I think I want to go back to something that you pointed out at that time, because Team 12 got the turn in after they cleared that up. They did not try and get the siege camp. They did not try and get their night camps out to push with that. And so they were unsuccessful in getting a keep down. And so at that point, they just hit a reset button. Both teams picked up 20. And so I think that what you pointed out might have been a moment they look back on and say, maybe we should have approached this differently.
Yeah, I definitely think so. They had some time because of those 3 dead. This was the big one. Like, look at this. You're playing against Zeratul in this choke. Watch Collusion. He lands the most clutch play ever. Blinks in, silences everyone from over the wall, and then it doesn't even matter. Nothing that happens here matters because the silence was just too good. Lutano cleaning up some kills, gets the silence too, ends up dying, but does it, like, seriously, that was a support play made. Collusion, you absolute legend.
It's good when the support can make the plays. The big silences, Collusion that time, Lutano with the fatty 2-man combo in that last fight. And even if that doesn't land, the fact that web weavers that late were pushing and camps were in mid and bot, I mean, they might have just succumbed to the pressure on the side. Goku was looking for a nice dive in with that wormhole. He actually just missed the mark of getting that 2-man cleave in the back, ended up getting the VP. But if any of that goes even remotely slightly different, then all of a sudden it's like, all right, they could defend that. But Team Feedem, they spread out. I'm sure if we were listening to comms at that time, it's like, don't group. This is actually, watch Goku at the top of your screen. He actually only hits 1. And if that's different, then we're talking about a different game. And then on the bottom left of your screen, watch Lutano.
Yeah, I completely agree here. Lutano just carries this fight super hard. But at the same time, again, Team 12 just don't have their heroics up. Like, there was no D-Shield available at that time. There was no mages, no arrow. So it's like all the setup that Team 12 relied on for their team fights just wasn't there. So it was kind of just picking at scraps, and unfortunately they weren't able to find it.
Well, with game number 2 comes game number 3. We're going to Volskaya for our 3rd game, a map where Team 12 has looked amazing so far. They had a very strong game before, and you and I have gone through about every character, naming every character imaginable, to where it's like, all right, they might pick this, they might pick that. And the same goes for this map. Everything is possible. Last map, we didn't get that Abathur. This is one where Abathur will definitely be a hero that they might contend for. This just has potential. This is also a Sergeant Hammer map. I'm hoping that maybe that doesn't come in, but yeah, no, it's Volskaya.
Yeah, she's a little resident sleeper, and I expect some bans on her as well. I don't think that Team 12 likes playing against that sort of stuff, but, you know, I could be wrong. I'm wrong all the time. It's kind of the name of the game when you're having to get into the heads of 10 other people and try to find out what they're doing. But yeah, man, absolutely big plays last game by the supports of Team Feedem. And man, do you have to remove supports? Like, do you have to ban the Malf? Like, what do you do? It was scary.
I wasn't sure how I felt about the Malfurion there, but we didn't have the big blow-up style that we had seen some from the previous Team 12 comps. So the Malfurion actually made a lot more sense there. And then the silences that come in when you know the team is looking to be aggressive. I mean, the drafting back and forth between these teams, trying to counter each other. We had the Sergeant Hammer, but the double support with the Tracer going against it in game 1. This time we have the double support with the Zul trying to collapse everybody, get to the late game with the Zeratul. And the back and forth, it seems like there's so many counterplay options, and a lot of it does seem to be the support play for both of these teams. And Justin kind of in the mix because he's not playing the traditional tank. Zugrug He's quiet in life, but he's also kind of quiet in these games. He's playing safe. He's doing what his team needs to be, what needs to be done, and allowing the playmakers on his team to do it. And that's a formula that's worked for them. It's 1-1. There's still so much more to discover about this matchup.
It really is. We've seen Gazlows on this map. We've seen Rexars. I don't think we'll see anything like that, but this, I'm just trying to paint the picture here that this is a map that you can pretty much run anything on. But actually, Team 12 just say that about any map. They just play Heroes of the Storm, and they're like, hey, we can run any hero on this map. That's fun. Smile.
It's time for Sylvanas. Sylvanas.
Really love her.
Get that W value at level 1. Go Merc Queen. Put the turrets down. There you go.
Team 12. Do they ban Imperious?
At least they saved it for second ban this time. Their second pick.
Sad face. Zeratul first pick for Team Feedem. Just big setups, of course, with the Zeratul. This game goes into the late game quite frequently. So Zeratul just, no matter what, is a super powerful pick in the meta. We've seen some big old VPs so far throughout this tournament. There's the Johanna for Team 12. And
I was going to say, Abathur's still sneaking there. So Samuro, Valera all have to be considered when it comes to the later part of this draft for Team 12. They have the last pick. They don't necessarily have to put it in the last pick, but we saw Samuro banned against them before when they had a similar setup. Johanna, the self-sustain, the Abathur hat, but then you have to have that X factor that comes in. Genji is also something you can consider. Maybe against the Zeratul, it's a little bit different, but Sergeant Hammer and Uther, and this might be double support for Team Feedem to take it away, or maybe it's just that solid Uther that you're trying to get back there to defend against the potential X factor that comes in on the side of Team 12.
Dude, I feel like Team Feedem have to ban Samuro. You know, you're playing Sergeant Hammer, who just wants to sit there and win the objective, then just win elsewhere on the map, is a strategy that Team 12 can run here. Let's see what this band's going to be like. They have frontline target. Oh, it's okay. They were worried about the double support Sergeant Hammer. They're like, you'll take a page out of our own book. You're saying the Valera, that could definitely be a possibility. I'm thinking that the Samuro would be even more devastating than Valera here, and you mentioned Samuro as well. I think that would be a very smart ban.
Valera not as appealing with the Uther there. Samuro definitely a ban. Neither's going to happen. So now it's time to think outside the box for Team 12 and think, what if we just go full tempo Storm style on Volskaya, make it weird, and pick Lost Vikings as well?
Look at S. I don't put it past them. I just want to see what these heroes are going to be, dude. These next two picks. I'm just going to sit here, be patient, and smile, no matter what we see. Okay, it is the Valera, it is the Karazim. Okay, so Karazim to kind of duel out this Zeratul and also get the Palm for the blow up that he provides. And then the Valera, just with Abathur, is so devastating, but she will have some difficulties seeing that Uther and the Sergeant Hammer. That's for sure.
The Valera is here. What is there? I mean, Genji is still available. Do they get? Oh,
cool, man.
I mean, that gives you a global to contend with.
Rock.
Is this a Li Ming? Is this an Orphea, or do we just go full crazy? Lost Vikings, let's go.
Dahaka. We could just name every single hero. We just have to see what they want to run. ETC, I haven't seen ETC in so long. He used to be my all-time favorite hero. I loved playing him more than anything. Just a consistent backline damage dealer. Also just going to be able to, if this ETC slides in and gets silenced, that's going to be an insane amount of damage. That's has to be a Divine Shield or a Cleanse in order to keep him alive, because he does not live through the Valera and Hanzo damage, that's for sure. And add Karazim on top of that, it's a lot.
I'm conflicted with this Hanzo pick. He provides vision with his Sonic Arrow, which is good against the Zeratul. Maybe we get the Air ally, most likely the Earthen ally. But a Zeratul diving onto a Hanzo, that's a tough one, man. But a Zeratul diving onto a Hanzo, before the enemy team engages, then you're okay. But if you engage with your Valera and comp, and then the Zeratul finds your Hanzo behind there, you're probably not going to be able to turn around and save that Hanzo.
Yep, it's going to be very, very difficult. Whenever you have two invisible heroes on the same map, and one of which is Valera, it's always a guessing game of, where's Valera? Am I allowed to even look for this because is she just sitting there in the bush sort of thing? Especially the likes of a Zeratul, because if you jump into a fight and you're looking to wormhole back out and you get silenced, that is not happening.
Well, we're tied up 1-1, and Game 3 brings out more of the crazy strats. Everything's standard for Team Feedem, and then all of a sudden you realize, like, well, we've got to draft something slightly different to deal with this. And Hammer, an Uther, and an ETC, not the norm. You gotta love it. Kala, why don't you take this away for a few?
Take it away, Ernie. Team 12 looking to defend in this mid lane. Team Feedem just setting up with their classic comp here, running that Sergeant Hammer, doing some damage to Goku, but Goku's likely just going to want to run into that off lane, pick up that soak coming in, because Cure, he's doing that clear thing that those Zeratuls love to do. You know how it is. Abathur wanting to get to that level 4 power spike to get those shields coming through, keep up the area healing. By area, I mean global healing that Abathur loves to do. However, because this is such an odd composition, honestly, from Team 12, I want to jump into their comms just to see how they want to set up the early game, see if they look to make any invades or anything with their Abathur Valera comp. They're losing this support camp, so they have to have something up their sleeves.
Same invade. Like a tiny one? Okay, they did that.
0% chance.
Maybe they're doing something fishy.
They're going to their turret.
They are indeed.
They're splitting up even. I'm gonna go top right away.
Stop that. Oh my god. Yo, have me bottom, have me bottom, have me bottom.
Hey, your hat. Oh fuck, I missed him. Cute.
That's fine, we won't be getting the kill, but he's chunking.
Can we do our camp?
I'm going over now.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah. I have crippling depression.
Oh my god. There it is again.
That's how I communicate, I'm sorry. Oh, I see that top is in trouble.
I'm on my way.
I think it's slide. I think that's his slide.
Oh man.
Oh my god, dude.
We get like bot pushed fast so we can be on the point. I'm gonna clear mid right away.
4 top. Get on point.
Yep.
Right, once there.
Yeah, if they push top, they get shit on. I feel like I could go top maybe if Goku can sit on the point.
Yeah, I'll sit on point.
Okay.
I'll set on point.
Rotating.
If they do push,
Can you suck top?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, they're not pushing.
Yeah, I wanna hit him.
Yep.
Oh, I'm gonna need to get out of here. I'm fine.
Yeah. As long as I'm not in range of both the range, I'm good.
3 seconds, so stealth. 3 seconds, so stealth.
Neither team has sustain, actually.
Yeah, I can go in. But in.
4.
Alright.
Oh, I got totem.
Got pull in a second.
Got the hat in 2.
Playing this.
1, 0.
What's their health pack?
I'm good. I'm good.
Hitting Zog. Okay.
Careful,
okay.
you don't kill.
I have block. So.
He loves you. Yeah, he killed me.
He is
Your
your
items.
Haven't been able to soak top.
Globe there, too.
Hey, did they use all their items? I think they did.
Oh, the glove.
Whoops, sorry, I was looking at the fucking beautiful tap.
You can heal in 1.
When is the
I'm good.
turret? Oh, turret's up. Maybe we just get turret right now?
Yeah, sure.
Top is hard.
We're back rotating on the second round of the turret camps. They're going to take their second crack at maybe trying to pop through this Valera gets a nice damage spike at level 7. So see if maybe Goku can make some plays back here, Colin.
I'm here. I'm coming. Goku lands the silence. Big damage. There is the cleanse. Nice job. Goku getting actually bodied in this exchange, though. Has to get out of there. And Cure picks up that kill, but he is in space. That's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. And objective going over to Team 12 here. Starting to build that one back up. Really, really nice engage, and at least they get this kill. That was quite greedy of Cure to look for that trade. I don't think it was necessary.
Got that Vorpal in. He's like, I gotta confirm it. I gotta confirm it. Yep. Zugrug eating a lot of damage, but Justin on his way out, getting tracked down by Hosty and Lutano there on Reynad and Hammer. So holding position, objective now back in control for Team Feedem. Should net them the first objective of the game. I don't know how much they want to play around on this. I think they just concede before that 10 spike comes in.
It's unfortunate. Team 12 are just having a rough go of these past 2 rounds here. Draded taking a bunch of damage. Zugrug just stepping up. Getting some onto that mid wall. There goes the W, missing out. Bit of a duel here between Goku and Cure. Keep in mind, when it's that double stealth beside each other, you could just hat the Valera and use W or Q in order to get the Zeratul out of stealth, and then you can look to engage on with Valera. So Valera definitely wins that one.
Well, this Protector getting mad value in these small skirmishes and poking them down. It looks like they're also going to use it to finally get this mid fort. Only 15 seconds left, so they'll probably get this dip on out of here. No immediate XP, so level 10. Although Justin steps far forward, a nice laser goes down. Goku trying to trade out. Here, Hosty in trouble, but that's actually going to be Goku that falls. And now with level 10, an instant VP. And this should be Uther, excuse me, Karazim, falling very quickly.
Good night. The members of Team 12 running it down there. Triple kill for Team Feedem, and the heroics are here. And in typical Hosty fashion, popping that Hyperion and looking at this mid-keep wall. Man, Team Feedem have absolutely opened this one up during the first few minutes of this game. It is 7 minutes in with that keep wall down. That's pretty big.
Well, it's going to be an all-in engage comp. We got Falling Sword for Justin. That also works as a potential interrupt towards Mosh Pit, I guess we could say.
All right,
what if it works like Murd and Dwarf Toss, where you're not actually unstoppable? Like you just land in there and you're just dancing?
Yikes.
Goku, oh, nice self-cleanse there using his heroic. But with that Dragon Arrow, that's the Mosh interrupt that they needed. Zugrug instantly is going to pop this, and there it is. There's the Falling Sword, but the Divine Shield is enough to make sure it doesn't happen. Goku, however, excuse me, Cure fell. It's a 3-for-1 trade. Tomster Clone will fall. Justin was able to read it, used it, but the Divine Shield to make sure the Mosh Pit went through was the ultimate answer.
That is a devastating skirmish over that support camp. That's going to be the second one of the game going over to Team Feedem. 13 just on the horizon. The additional passive experience coming through with that value from mid lane. And Team Feedem have absolutely everything going for themselves right now. And it gets more and more difficult as this game goes on, because I feel like Team Feedem just have that Divine Shield and, of course, the Ether Cleanses in order to stop the Valera burst damage from hitting. Reynad can heal himself up pretty well. Sergeant Hammer has that armor. In addition, you know, it's kind of difficult to get those plays onto Zeratul, obviously, just because of the nature of his hero. The real target I feel that Team 12 can look to blow up is this ETC, but they just haven't found it yet.
Yeah, the Dragon Arrow, if that goes through again, we've now seen that Falling Sword is the answer. But Divine Shield was an easy follow-up, so they need to make sure that one or the other is not available, or they save that Dragon Arrow unless they're getting kills. And they did not manage to get the kill on that Dragon Arrow. Zugrug cautious to path through there, seeing that the entire gank squad of Team 12 is just hoping that somebody passed through there. So Team Feedem, they stay middle, they stay out in the open. They go nowhere near that comp of Team 12.
Team Feedem have looked really good in this game so far. We got 8 kills to 2. They're setting up here with this Sergeant Hammer, looking to do some damage onto the top side. Fort, meanwhile, having a look at bottom. Team 12 is getting some value there with the Abathur hats, but they need to get this 13 with the Abathur, and they need to try to find a fight fast because things are just going to get out of hand. We see Goku rotating in.
Here we go. The falling sword comes in. Sergeant Hammer's actually the target, but D shield is there. The mosh pit comes in. No interrupt because that is a dragon arrow already used, and there is nobody to save that. But somehow, Team 12 walks away mostly unscathed. The clone not available now. But they went in. They tried to rip it. I'm actually surprised nobody on Team 12 fell there.
It's interesting for sure. Got some graphical. Oh wait, I guess every single time he uses his Q, it shows up like that. It's so annoying. Stupid Abathur. 45 seconds left on that clone, but that's going to be the second objective of the game, going over to Team Feedem. No issues whatsoever. Team 12 smart in picking up this camp. Not only, of course, does it give them an item, it gives them some experience as well. They're just trying desperately to get as much of that as possible. Justin going to be backing. They've got an extra item here for this fight, and this is a pre-16. Finally, Team 12 have their 13s here. Clone in 20 seconds, arrow in 15. Would like to see Team 12 try to force a fight as soon as possible once those become available. Look at Goku on the side.
They've got the flank potential. The protector coming back out. Goku in trouble, trying to get onto Zugrug. The shielding coming in. Falling sword will hit multiple targets. See if Justin has the iron skin to walk away, because right now he's in just taking so much damage. There's the dragon arrow. You've still got Hammer and Rainer in here. Hyperion is available, I believe, if they want to use this on the way out to try and take down this keep.
The health bars of Team Feedem are fine at this point. All the sensitive targets of Team Feedem as well, just sitting in that objective. Silenced up his collusion, but the turn is there. Zugrug is very, very healthy. Kier getting some cleave damage, moving in. Justin on the side. He's looking to lock down the members of Team Feedem, but look at this Void J. How. No follow-up
Kier
damage.
just making plays.
Oh my gosh, the snipe on a Hanzo. Goku very narrowly surviving that one as well. Justin is in a world of hurt. Zera trying to get some more damage there, but the falling sword should be enough to get Johanna to safety. The solo mosh, question mark? Okay. Bruv. We bruv these. That's I'd say the same thing. I think that's just to get in the heads of Team 12.
You know, we heard Team 12. I want to hear Team Feedem, seeing if they're having as much fun as we think they could be having, because they've got 10 kills to 2. They're in a dominant position. We're going to listen into Team Feedem for now.
Watch out, Blair. Okay, nice.
I'm already on the turret. They're trying to... Can we not let these...
Maybe reset. Maybe just reset. Me and Zug are like...
I think support cam... Yo, I can tap mid. You have tap here?
Yeah, I guess.
I think support cam's really high value for us against this. Like,
20 on our turret.
Yeah, I just don't have... We don't have VP or Mosh. I don't know if... Yeah, they're not 16. We can do it.
They're not 16.
Just Uther on point. Uther ETC.
Yeah, Uther on point. ETC peels. Yeah. Joe showing top.
Okay, we got it. We got it.
Kill, you grab. I think we just siege at bottom here. We have so much passive XP, like the top mid is not that big a deal.
Yeah, we want this for next objective. Stop
our turret,
tabs.
Let's do our turret.
Oh, look, Valir.
Don't stop,
I can VP here. I can, chase. Joe, stop. I can just VP here.
They, Hanzo E2 somewhere. Hanzo. Oh, I'm always away. Watch out, Zog. Oh, right, focus here.
Okay, let's go.
You guys see Valir,
She's down here.
That's it.
I have nothing,
Maybe Chunker. Care for Joe.
Really good.
I can go solo the turret real quick. Just play slow. I'm doing turret.
Q in 1 for Lutano.
Valir bottom side.
Joe's still mid. You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, Valir's down here.
They're 16 in a sack. They might look, but they don't have
Okay, Joe's coming.
Back up.
Get a turret real quick, guys.
Yeah. That's done. I got it.
Yep.
Remember, our 20s are like... Our 20s are super OP, so...
Yeah. Yo, look at Valir. Dismount. Slowed. That's their ult.
Yeah,
maybe reset.
Fuck the conveyor.
Maybe reset.
Remember, guys, hammer. Play around hammer.
Yeah.
Just win slowly. Walking slowly. Yeah. I can heal too.
Valir behind us.
Yeah, Valir.
I'm fine. They're gonna look for ult here.
Just hitting
Valir, we're still on her.
It's all you guys. Arrow's coming.
I blocked this.
Oh.
Drink the shield.
Nice. Goku. Did we finish? Just kill him. I want Justin. Kill Justin.
Careful, little.
Oh my. Okay.
Let's bomb.
They're getting fought.
Justin again.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Q in 3 for.
Here's still it.
Here's
one.
Valyria.
Oh, sorry. Let me
Nice,
get
nice.
off.
I missed it off. Valyria kill. Nice, Justin, Justin.
Can we up?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
No.
We can
Someone
get
have
20.
cover.
One on point, everyone else. You're on
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
You're on point.
Yeah. What end with this robot?
Yeah. I'm thinking. I'm fine.
I think same people inside, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was good. It's
Yeah,
really good.
Viper anyway.
Oh, I'm dying.
Ooh,
Yeah.
man, I wish all of my games were like this. Kala.
Yeah, I wish I had collusion on any support in my games too, J-How. Did you see how disgusting that D-Shield was? My man's has been making just play after play after play. And it's like so casual about it too. Like, what a gem, dude.
Collusion god, man. He catapulted. Remember, this used to be a tank main, switched over to support, and then became a god on support. But it was crazy. He put it. I heard 3 seconds right on cue. This was as it was all going into the end. And Valyria's coming in. Valyria wants to get that takedown onto Zeratul, but right as that Q came in, that heal came in from Uther was the time Valyria dove in, and you know that Goku's like, oh no. Feels bad. Is that 5 catapults?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a top push coming in, ladies and gentlemen.
Somebody's gonna. They're just gonna backdoor with the catapults. Oh no.
You can end
they're
with
just going
stuff
in with
like
the catapults.
This. Like, Tom, don't
Johanna's-
hat
oh,
that.
Tomster?
Tomster, what are you doing? You're gonna die, dude. No, Tom Chan. I'm so sorry, Dad.
Well, big dragon arrow. Goku trying to stay on top of Lutano, but 20 now here. They're getting the damage in, but no Abathur means no Abathur. Hat and Lutano is going to be just fine. Goku falls. There's going to be the power slide in. That's likely to isolate 2 members here. Mosh Pit available, and that will lock in Buds, Hyperion, catapults on core, and Team Feedem will go up 2-1 in this best of 7 as we get game 3 in dominant fashion. 17 kills the 2 by Team Feedem.
It's another solo mosh onto Buds. I think that's another bruv from me as well. Seriously though, Team Feedem looked commanding that game. I kind of, as soon as I saw the Valyria against the likes of an Uther, we talked about it too, right? Like the Uther, you've got, everyone has some sort of survivability. It just looked really sus and super hard to win with. And that's what we saw. Like it, and of course, you get this fort down that early. It's so hard to deal with that. You have the Abathur and stuff, but this is a comp that can just siege up forever and just get infinite value across the map.
Well, this is just the start of the snowball because Justin got rooted by the protector there. The follow-up teams trying to save each other, trying to trade out, but that was another 3 kills, going up 5 kills to 1. And then you called it, getting just that keep wall down. That was very early in the game. Getting the keep wall down just means added XP. The fort was already there. The keep wall, more XP. And then all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, they're in a commanding lead. And every team fight beyond that looked pretty similar. Here's that sick D-shield.
Dude, we have to watch this. I'm so sweaty if I am Cure right now. Watch this health bar. Some say he actually did die there and actually got resurrected somehow by Uther. Comes back in, gets the healing for the support camp. They turn the fight. I believe they say they are getting S-worded on Monka S. They get the kill, they continue in, and this is kind of just like the beginning of the end, 14-12.
Yeah, it's really cool because we get to hear the comms in these moments, so you see it all unfold from one team's perspective, but we get a chance to look at the replay of that exact moment, and then it all makes more sense, right? Like, you hear it, and you're analyzing it while they're dissecting what they're doing, but then you get to watch it again, and you get to see exactly how it unfolds. You know what's coming, you know what's being communicated, and you can just see how it works. And I think that it's really cool that we get to hear the comms, the replay there. We're just seeing the game differently than we've ever seen it before when we get those comms in there and then get to check out the replay.
Yeah, it's been awesome, man. That's been my favorite part so far of this tournament. It also just gives us so much more to talk about. And just a different angle on the team. Because obviously we're watching from the objective point of view. We can see a bunch of cool stuff, but getting inside their heads is probably the most enjoyment that I've had so far in this tournament. Like, it's just been so much fun.
We're going to give them a chance to rest those cosmic brains that you like. We're going to take a quick 3-minute break so these players can rest up. We'll get some water. We'll get rejuvenated, because this is a best of 7, so minimum 2 games left here if Team Feedem wants to close it out. But we do have both these teams highly competitive. We'll see more action when we get back. Stay tuned. We're back here at the Toasty and Gladman Invitational, brought to you by Tempo Storm and Red Bull, where we are in the grand finals, where Team Feedem is up 2-1, and Team 12 continues to pull out all the shenanigans with their drafts. But more importantly, Team Feedem has managed to counter 2 of those with a little bit of ingenuity of their own, Colin.
See if Team 12 can find their way back into the series with those interesting styles of draft and play. My biggest concern here, why did we have to watch the replay of Tomster dying on the Abathur?
They could have just cut it a little later, save Tom the embarrassment. No. Feels bad, man. Really feels Abathur, man. Really. Well, look, we've got 3 games out of a possible 7 underway. We're going to find out what our next map is going to be, and I believe it's going to be Dragonshire, which means that that's still an Abathur, still possible for Valera, and potentially that famed Samuro you've been mentioning the last few days.
Wonder if we will get it. I mean, now's the time to pull it out in a series, okay? This is the best of 7, ladies and gentlemen. So, as you said, minimum 2 games left here if Team Feedem are able to win both of them. But at the same time, this is one of those maps where if you have a double support composition and you stack up camps on the bot side of the map, you can end so easily. And it's one of the, I would say, better maps to be playing a double support comp. So that's something that Team Feedem do have to be worrying about. A
boot?
Nope.
A boot. Speaking of a boot, a DK can give somebody the boot if they want to. We'll see as we get into draft, as Kala is ashamed of his accent, his French-Canadian accent that he has. Just shakes his head. He's like, all right, let's go. And we'll see if we get double support, Kala. Don't worry. I've got you covered. We'll get right back into the double support. I'm sure there's going to be plenty more. I'm just waiting to see if we're going to get that Task Vala. I want to see somebody flex their mechanical skills. I want to see Hosty on that Tassadar. We know he can play it pretty well. And then Lutano, put those carry pants on, man. Bring out that Vala. I'm ready to see it. I think they're just afraid of the insane firepower that Team 12 continues to bring.
That would be an interesting one. I want to see some heroes that we haven't got to see yet. So having something like that show up would be really sweet. I know Chris over in Europe loves him some Vala. Honestly, probably one of the better Vala players in the scene. But that would be really cool to see here.
It's time to get the old Sylvanas in here. Look, the good thing is we don't have to wait any longer. It's go time. It's draft time. Team 12, first pick, meaning Team Feedem is the one bringing us to Dragonshire.
Okay, how is this draft going to unfold? Of course, this is another Abathur map. However, Team Feedem seem okay playing against it because last game they just decimated Team 12 with that style of composition. But I don't think that had much to do with the Abathur. It was more just the whole style that Team 12 tried to run into Team Feedem's draft. It's not going to work. But we'll see what happens here. There is the Johanna ban. Okay, Feedem, what do you got for us?
Do you think they still ban Imperius?
Yes, dude. I'm telling you, they don't know what the hero does because they probably haven't played a wealth of Heroes of the Storm. They'll just rip the old Bannerino, Pepperino right here. Or, honestly, just let it through is something that they could be doing, and then just ban something else. Because, honestly, the fact that they're banning... If they're banning Imperius... Yeah, I said it.
Still on it. Still on it. All right, Maiev, Abathur, Zeratul. One of them, 2 of them are getting through. One of them is being banned. It's a matter of what do you feel comfortable picking. And Team P, I feel like this has got to be a Maiev. Oh, instead, Maiev, Zeratul, both are going to be let through. And it seems highly likely that one of them are going to end up in this slot, and that's going to be the Maiev.
Okay, so Team 12 going to be getting the Maiev this time. Feedem, how do you respond to this first pick of Maiev? We're going to find out very, very shortly here. 15 seconds left on their first 2 picks. But all things considered, you have Diablo and Johanna banned. Tyrande is up. Malfurion is up. Garrosh is up. These are all heroes that could be selected in this first rotation. There's the Tyrande. There's a Hanzo coming in. I love it.
So Tyrande, Hanzo, you know, if they do want to go into Zeratul into the later stages, Zeratul was the original mid lane soak catcher to clear and then either rotate to gank top or come back down into the 4-man. In that Murloc Geniuses series we saw earlier, we saw the Medivh pick up, and the Medivh struggled, and when Medivh couldn't make the rotation down, then there was an issue. With Team 12, they've run, oh my goodness, they've run Justine on Maiev in the past, Zeratul, and then they're getting Genji. The insane lethality potential of these first 3 picks is insane. And this is Dragonshire, where wave clear is needed. They've kind of got it, but they've got a team that needs to work together to get kills. This is insane.
Yes, it is. Genji and Zeratul can do nasty things to this Hanzo and this Tyrande. How are they going to round this off? What's the support choice?
I have no idea.
Right? Like, these are just the thoughts that are going through my head. I'm not even going to attempt to try to figure it out. But Team Feedem now, looking at their tanks. Honestly, I feel like a Garrosh would be really good. Zul? Nani?
Oh!
Taking a page out of Team 12's book with the Zul? Okay, I see you. Right on. What else do you got for us?
Zul?
Double support. Hitting them with the big ones, dude. This is... Okay, you love seeing that.
Okay, who has a cleanse here? They've banned Uther. The root comes in, and Tyrande has the stun follow-up. I mean, that's as easy combo as it gets. Zeratul and Maiev can kind of make plays to get away. The Vault, Genji can kind of get away. But if they use their mobility and they don't have it... Lily has a cleanse. And it's actually a really short cleanse. And Orphea.
I'm going to be so happy about this. I'm just saying.
I guess this works?
What? How does this work? You have... Tell us how this works.
Well, you know, if other than Dragon Arrow and a Polymorph, right now there's no interrupts for Jugs. And if Jugs gets through, then it's value. Yrel has a stun, so that kind of defeats that argument. I mean, who else has a cleanse, though? Who else has a cleanse?
The Bork Daddy.
White Mane?
Yeah, White Mane, the Bork Daddy. Yeah, I mean, we got all types of
Rhaegar
stuff
can't be in there because he's afraid of the Bone Prison. Lily takes some damage, runs away faster. Clearly a better choice. Huh?
Dogs love bones. You get Bone Prison, you just hit Z and you run to the left, and I think you're fine. Or you just play a little bit further behind and instead just force rotations by getting an early bruiser camp or something. I don't know.
At that point, you're basically a heal bot. You're basically a heal bot.
That's true. Okay.
Lily, well, of all things, she has a cleanse. That's the only argument I can really make here. She has a cleanse. And Zul needs to auto attack to get that healing. She has blinds. Counters the Zul. There's your answer. That's all I've got for you. I don't have anything else for you. That's all I've got.
Okay, thank you very much. At least we got something moving into this game. You guys, Team 12 on the left in blue at 1 game. Team Feedem on the right in red up 1 game over their opponents, looking to make this 3. Keep in mind, it is a best of 7, as you see at the top of the screen. This is a Lily game. You guys finally get it. Smile.
Right, I'm watching the broadcast, right? And they're like, are the names switched? And they hadn't seen the Lily pick yet. And I imagine everybody's going to be like, okay, never mind. Whew. What a series. What a this would have been in a meta. Oh. That's not good.
Okay, so maybe just warming up on that Maiev pick. Haven't got it yet. This is All right, so that's first blood going over to Team Feedem. Lily not able to keep up Maiev, but of course it was just the combo setup. Zugrug starting to clear. I've never seen him play this tank.
Maybe once. Oh, Genji's sniping well, and there's nothing that Yrel can really do about it. Zeratul, Maiev, and Orphea have reasonable wave clear, but it's also where a lot of their damage comes in team fights, so finding a way to balance the wave clear with the team fight potential. Team 12 is they're setting the bar so insanely high for themselves that if it works, it'll be glorious. And if it doesn't work, well, our third game, it'll be pretty obvious.
And we're going to get the answer to that one in a few moments, honestly. Team 12 starting out their siege camp, trying to stop this push in the bottom side here. But speaking of push, like the only real heroes they have for wave clear is this Orphea trying to get some damage onto Hosty, but he's just walking back. He knows how to auto attack. He's playing that Tyrande. This is just all different roles. I love that Team Feedem is just taking a page out of Team 12's book here, running a draft that it seriously does look like these names are opposite.
Well, it is what it is at this point. Shrine control in favor of Team Feedem. Tomster's going to have a difficult time against that Yrel in the top lane. Goku does go in, though, onto Lutano, but the spell armor with the pixie dust is there. Lutano trying to trade out, dishing out the damage onto Goku. They are still focused on it, and just able to get out is Lutano, and they're still battling for Shrine control. Goku looking to see if he can get a low health target to get the reset. He completely whiffs.
Oh! Collusion.
And Collusion will fall. The chop comes in. The chop damage. Hosty's going to manage to get the heals out onto Lutano. The blinds almost come in. What a wild bot lane play.
Yeah, insanely close. Man, even just the clencher, Lutano jumping over the wall there, escaping certain doom. I'm pretty sure he jumped at like 5% HP, so really living on a prayer here. And still no siege camp picked up for Team Feedem, which is going to do some big damage onto the bottom side here because there's only one tower left. So that should be pretty strong if that's the decision of Team Feedem. Goku looking to chunk out Lutano, knowing that that's something that Team Feedem can be looking to do. But Zugrug is here to help out with the situation. But is this an invade? You can't do this.
I mean, it's a pretty wild invade. Maiev coming in, Orphea coming in. They're looking, health bars are low. If we can get a reset, see if we can get a tether on. Justin Zugrug is just in a bad spot. And that invade will work out. And level 7 picked up and the camp obtained.
Bringing in everyone was a good old play, especially considering the fact that Team Feedem didn't have a lot of resources to defend that. Seeing the two looking for the invade was super suspect, but Team 12 decided to rotate all of their members on the bottom side of the map in for the invade, and it is super worth it. A little bit of an experience lead for Team 12 as well, so that's worth mentioning.
Cure in trouble. Brightwing coming in just in time. Will supply the heals. Pixie Dust is enough for Cure to get away, but Justin gets the reset on the fan. There goes one, there goes two. Draded now trying to trade out with Hosty. We did see Chomp picked up, but Lutano joined in the fight. He wants to throw down. Scatter Arrow, a couple of autos, and a Stormbow taking about 80% of the health. But Zugrug now, he's hurting. And that's enough. Buds accidentally hearts there, and another kill comes in.
Zug is really proving why they named their team Team Feedem. He's just running it down a little bit. Died on the siege camp, dying in mid. He's got to be a little bit more careful playing this Zul, because you know Zul does create tremendous pressure in any lane that he's in, and his double rotate is so good with that trait of his. But if he's dead, he's not able to make that happen, so he does have to be careful.
What do you imagine Team 12's comms sound like right now? Before we get into
I don't know. Why don't we jump? It's probably actually quite comical. At the same time, this is, even though the draft looks ridiculous, it's normal considering Team 12 standards. So I would assume it's nothing short of the ordinary. Zug, don't do it, man. Just don't do it.
Oh, the deflect didn't get the kill. But let's listen in. Let's listen in while we have a chance.
Yo, I'm hitting bottom right now. I'm hitting bottom.
I might go containment.
Lutano's nothing.
What's
that?
Good.
Oh, look, Clusion's middle. What's it?
I'm on Hosty, maybe.
A minute on jugs. Hero's broken.
You're getting healed.
There's only 2 bot side. Pretty sure.
Okay, run top. I'll watch.
Okay, yeah, I'll go top. I'm gonna come fuck with Cure. He's just gonna jump over, right? Oh, he's not.
If he's getting TP'd, I'll be there.
The wave. I'm just gonna push the wave. Are you good, Tom?
Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm just gonna get the
I'm
point.
running mid, buds. Actually, I'm baiting you. Okay, I'm coming back.
Should we kill him? I'm just gonna VP him.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, he should be dead out of this. Oh!
Oh, what?
Okay, we can't kill.
Okay, good game. As in the game is well made.
Hit? Okay.
Yeah. Arrow down.
I'm holding top for a bit.
I have tap soon.
They have top. They have top now.
Might have to help like bot or something, or stall mid with me, I guess. You maybe kill somebody.
I'm running mid. I'm running mid too. I'm running mid too. I'm coming here.
I'm running mid. I'm kind of far.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah. Maybe to say Justin. I have to blink that.
No, that's my
MVP.
I can stall.
Hey, you want to try and snipe me? I'm just gonna back.
Can't really do anything.
Oh,
they're like
wow.
all middle right now.
Got stalled. I think we should just get it.
I got it. That's it. That's all I can do.
Not in time.
I'm running mid. I have disc.
I just tried to stall as long as I could. That's it.
Yeah, it's fine.
What's up? What's up? Is VP up?
I'll go down.
VP down. VP down.
No X-Strike or VP.
I have Z, I'm going top.
Both will be
What
up
if we just put
relatively
right wing top? No, we need to control the play.
VP in about 40. 30 or 40.
You
Get
good
as
here?
much structure damage
Yeah,
as
I
you
vote,
can.
I vote. 1-0 Z.
Big kills for you.
It's up, it's up, it's up.
I'm okay for now.
I'm looking for ult here on buds. Ulting.
Hey, go, Z.
Oh, I missed it.
I'm gonna kick.
Nice try.
They might counter engage here off the Mayev.
Nice volley.
Nice fun. Let's get this keep wall. DK ult.
Yeah.
They're getting fucked up, dude.
Nice stun Goku
Nice,
there.
son.
Cleanse down.
That's Zera Blink.
I'm not grouping.
He's looking for glaive. He missed.
Oh, okay. It's on me. It's fine.
I have
I
ult
have
on
a knock.
this.
Knock.
Nice. I'm on him. I'm on him.
Bam.
I have one.
Nice.
Keep all. Zera Blink down. He has Orpal on me. Keep hitting this shit.
Just get the wall, I guess.
Yeah, out.
Let's back up.
Get their
There's
secret.
siege. There's
They're
siege.
camp,
Yeah.
they're
I can knock him off. I can knock him off. Maybe look for it. Yeah,
I'm gonna root if they try and step up.
Yeah. Maybe it's a run up
They
right
don't
now.
have cleanse. They don't have cleanse.
Yeah, you got one.
Nice. I got a stun. on
He
that.
doesn't have. Oh,
That's
oh,
fine.
what?
I got it. Oh, I can't.
I can jump on his ass. Wait, I can stun him. He's stuck.
Backline.
Peel.
Get their VP if you need.
I'm on Tom.
Peel, everyone peel.
Tom.
Go.
Got it. Goku next.
You got heals. You're fine.
Good heals.
She's clean.
Coming
I
back.
have.
She's gonna be rooted.
She's done. Oh, I'm Glaive.
I'm on her.
You're fine.
I'm gonna run. I'm
finished. Get her. Run.
I have nothing, guys.
Jade.
Wait, kill this fucker.
Yeah, we got heals.
I have nothing.
I'll make boys.
Keep.
Let's go.
Make the boys. Get in there.
Let's fucking go.
Looking for a stun if he plays up at all.
No, just leave. Don't say.
Oh, my hand
We're
hurts
gonna
so
die
much.
this time. Get
Your
the
hands
fuck
hurt?
out of here. Can we do this?
Not good.
JL, they made the boys. They made the boys.
Plays are being made right now. You know, Team 12 started to find their stride, and Team Feedem just completely derailed the Team 12 train. There's no adventure time, at least not now.
I really like the fact that Team 12 just complimented how well this game is made, because I agree, you know, I love this game. It is well made. So thank you, Team 12, for that one. It's wholesome as heck, smile. Team Feedem pick up that first keep of the game. Looking great in this one, trying to make it a 3-1. And I don't see much stopping. So let's look at Team 12's draft. Like, how do they come back into this? Just look for a big void plus lock another target out with the containment disc, and then maybe try to blow somebody up with the Orphea/X-Strike combo? Is that kind of how you got to play this?
I mean, they are definitely needing all hands on deck when they want to fight, because I don't see it breaking down any other way. But the double support, I mean, you've got Bone Armor for Zul, you've got Ardent Defender for Urel, You've got double support. I mean, they're going to need to try and get a pick somewhere on this map. I don't think they can just right now, or at least in the near future, just come in with a straight 5-on-5 or 3-on-3. It's been difficult for them to try and pull off, and it's not going to get any easier.
Especially when that 16 is here for Team Feedem. You got that later game Zool coming in hot. Top is under control by Team Feedem. Now polymorphed up is Justin. Arrow coming in for good measure. Really nice cleanse. He's going to be able to live for a moment at least. Zugrug just doing huge damage. I can't believe he's still alive. His health is dipping so low. Getting pulled in by Justin as well on that Maiev. Tomster trying to get away as well. And Team 12 mount that disengage. That looked very close.
The double support was so much, and Justin almost got sniped by that Sonic arrow. I don't know if it would have been enough damage, but you can't underestimate. That thing actually does a decent amount of damage if it lands. Just able to hearth out. And it seemed like the first kill was going to be there. Nice cleanse, nice jugs from Buds, but then now we're looking at another DK, and I don't think there's anything Team 12 can do about it despite the resets. This double support has been insane.
Kier moving in, jumping on Goombas, looking at Tomster. That's another Sundering coming out from Urel. Looking beautiful. Man, Kier is so good at this hero. Or is this hero just so good? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's Kier, though.
Yeah, I mean, what Kier's done in 2 days has been quite remarkable. I mean, we also look at the... Look, if it was just against this team, I'd be like, well, maybe it's easy targets. But he's done it against basically everybody over the last 2 days. Dragon Arrow just misses. Stun just misses. So Jugs will heal up. The VP will isolate 3. But there's really nothing they can do to try and stop this, as the minions, the DK, are on the keep, and they're looking for keep number 2.
Zug looking to get some boys coming in here. Drops the Skeletal Mages. Gotta make something happen. They're tanking up the keep. And Team Feedem pick up the second keep of the game for themselves, and that's going to keep Team 12 just constantly clearing mid and bottom. And it just makes matters worse. Team 12, though, have the Zeratul, have the late game 16 just around the corner. This is really where they need to step in after this Void is ready and try to make a play, because they're just going to lose this game passively if they don't do something.
If this is old XP rules, they're down 3 levels, like 19 to 16, and they're in full desperation mode. New XP rules, they'll get the trickle, and we'll see a pretty substantial lead in about 60 to 90 seconds. But the fact remains is they're on even talent tiers is Team 12. And Zeratul, this is where you come online. It's hard to say the same for everybody else. Orphea in trouble. Will use that level 13. The cleanse comes in. The targeted heal collusion gets deleted, and this is where it comes in. They're trying to get the damage. The protected will be just enough to keep Goku alive, and Justin's going to take down Kira. They got the fight that they wanted. They're trying to track down more. Hosty, he's going to get tethered, trying to turn and trade, and that is just like that. Team 12 is back in the game.
Nice. Team 12 find the blow up, and that looked like Draded was the one who got caught out, but no, it was all a ruse. The ultimate debate in the mid lane, and collusion, I don't think I've seen him get deleted that fast before in any of these games. He's usually positioned very well. The turn onto him was fantastic, and he just got obliterated. So nice job, Team 12, finding that one, and they still have Void Prison available.
They are not out of the woods yet, because they are down both keeps in the mid and bot, and that is vision control in both lanes, pressure in the bot lane to give you the ability to reclaim those shrines and just force Team 12 into a bad spot. Tomster looking to find Zugrug. Zugrug is going to get the TP in. That's going to be a big heal. They're onto Zugrug. VP is there, but Tomster has been chunked out. The Skeletal Mages are doing work right now.
Oh man, they just got blasted into oblivion. Meanwhile, Zeratul did die as well, but that's another triple kill. Kier just trying to stall up Justin and look to make the 1v1. Can he do it? Find out soon, folks. Draded is now chasing in, manages to escape. There is the Maiev. Kier stepping in. He's got the heals coming from Hosty. Kier 1v9 as usual on Urel. Omega roll.
That talent is busted, man.
Dude, it's so
I mean, that
stupid.
is like, watch it. There's jump. Oh, well, he won't be able to jump now. Look, catapults now spawning in mid by way of fort, so every third wave. Bottom will be next. And experience-wise, when the dust settles here, it's going to be 20-20. The threat is real. Toasty just missing the Swift Strike. Goku will have to get out of there. This game is getting wild.
There, tool fight. Yeah, and we got late game Lily too. She's gross during the late game, man. And Orphea damage scales pretty well too. You've got the Genji with resets perhaps. Team 12 have a fighting chance here, but Lily needs to get her jugs out off of this one and try to run away, but the containment disc will be enough to be able to escort her to safety. So she's feeling okay.
Trixler's cousin, Kala, is here with the calls. Is Bud's able to walk away? Toasty will get the slow with the Owl. 20 now online. Shadow mending. We are on live patch. That's less heal. Thompson goes in. BP on one. Cure and Zugrug will man the front line for now. Thompson blinks back in. There's one kill. We're going to have another, or will we? The jugs are out. Our defender will keep Cure alive. He heals up, but now he's in trouble. They're getting on top of Yrel. Yrel jumping back in, and that is going to be 2 kills. Goku and team are looking to annihilate this. This is an insane comeback right now.
Buds with the honking jugs on that play. Team 12 moving in. They got their support, or their siege camp. They're grabbing another siege camp. Bot bruiser. That was so clutch. Lutano.
There's no way.
My son. Okay, wait, he's walking away from this. There's no way Team Feedem trade this out, right? Tomster is in trouble. Finds a blink back in. He's got that level 20. He's got the healing coming through, but he is in trouble. He's going back in. Tom is making galactic brain plays, but he is on his way out because there is no chance that he's going to be able to turn that one in a 1v3 situation. Tomster, nice try, buddy.
That containment disc was insane. The scatter arrow in response that deleted the health bar kind of saved himself. But that containment disc read was so nice.
Man, do we ever have ourselves a video game, okay? Team 12 have won every team fight since post 16, right? Yes. They got the blow up in mid, they won the top fight, they won the last fight, but it's the current patch. So every single time Team 12 just win a fight, they have to go and clear the minion waves. It's freaking, it's so annoying. I feel like if this were old Heroes of the Storm, Team 12 just would have already won the game, right?
Oh, they're coming in. Let's listen in. We've got to listen in. Team 12, let's see if they can try and close this out. Here comes the fight.
Oh, nice.
I'm like not
try to ISO Cure. I'm trying to ISO Cure. I can
3, 2, 1.
That's all I got. I pulled him in. I'm hitting Lutano for now, I guess. I have to back up a bit.
I'm fine. I'm on heal.
Okay, yeah.
Fine. I'm kiting.
Cure right now.
I'm good.
I'm trying to heal. I'm blinding. Boom, bang, bang, bang.
Okay.
Heal. Boom, double blind. Oh, shit. One second. I'm dead.
I had to run away. I'm like 1 health. I have like 1 Q.
Collusion's 1 HP.
Oh, yeah, look at Collusion maybe?
I'm 1 HP.
He's blind.
I also have 1 HP. The Scatter Arrow is gonna kill everyone. Oh wait, I'm going in. I'm just going in on that.
Oh, good shit! We're doing it! Woo!
Oh my god.
Oh, this.
Wait, mod.
Wait, don't leave them to me. Do it, Dad.
Oh my god, get him!
Oh, we can get the scatters!
Oh!
Get him out the car!
I'm going.
Wait, I'm with you, Jade. I'm with you. If he's still here.
It's a little dangerous. Yeah.
Clear!
He's flatlining? Clear!
Just shoot us back. Just back.
Wait, that DK. I can get DK. I can
Get
Okay,
DK!
okay, you get DK.
I'm gonna go back then. Because I'm like half HP.
Actually, maybe you should.
I'm chilling her back. Someone pick it up. I can't.
Oh, the Catus.
Is Raven gonna kill you?
There's 300 Catus on it.
Is Goku gonna die to Braven?
Yeah, you're about to get slimed.
Oh my god. Kala. Is this happening?
Dude, Team 12 are mounting the giant comeback here, looking at bottom lane, trying to push things out, but again, Team 12 dominate the team fight, and they just have to back to clear core because it was pushed up so far with that siege camp. But this is a 20-minute DK. Team 12 looking to make some plays here. You got the Hanzo, you've got the Mark from Tyrande as well, man. I'm expecting Team Feedem to try to do something in terms of a team fight because they just don't want to get run over by Team 12. This is such an intense game.
I mean, they have to guarantee themselves a keep here just to try and keep some control of this so they don't have to make the big plays, which they have been making full poggers plays. Tomster just hogging out here on this Zeratul. They get the keep. See if they look for more. Justin will go ahead and vault out. Where's that DK? Still 30 seconds left, but only 5% health remains on that. They get the keep in the bot lane. That's exactly what they needed. Self-cleanse for Cure. Goku getting slowed. There's going to be the tether in. Lutano uses that agility to get out. The Dragon Arrow comes in. It's going to hit onto 2. There's the jugs from Lili, and now they're looking to re-engage. Cure, remember, he is still on that, trying to get the interrupt. Containment Disc will interrupt 1. Self-cleanse, and that's going to be the kill onto Maiev. Right now, Goku and team still holding their ground, but they are in retreat as Zugrug and team are here. Draded continuing to poke out on the retreat. Shadow waltzing his way backwards, and you can see Cure with the mount. Nice dismount from Goku. Tomster in trouble. The blinds come in. There's the root, but the BP, they're trying to turn it around right now, and here comes the X-Strike.
Orphea combo misses, not getting any value. I saw the play that was possible by Team 12. You rock that Void Prison. If you can find a big one, you get the combination from Orphea on top of it, and that would have been absolutely huge. But Team Feedem, with the 1 kill onto Justin, decide instead just to push in, grab this siege camp, push in with the boys, as Zugrug claimed earlier, and they just want to try to run it down onto the core. You have so much survivability, Jay, how this is such a scary moment.
Goku diving on the bottom. You can see Hosty in trouble. There's going to be the TP in, and that's going to help do some damage. Tomster living back there. He's in trouble. There's the jugs, but not enough to heal up Tomster, and there's going to be kill number 2 on to Lili. Goku trying to trek back, but he is being assaulted by just about everything. Justin will get the tether, and now it's up to Draded and Justin to try and save on the cores. Genji's got a hearth and try and get back in here, but now Justin Cure making the plays will swing, and that's a home run play as they're looking to clutch this out with catapults on core. This is going to be Team Feedem going up 3-1 in this series and sit 1 game away from claiming the title of the champs here.
Here's the Storm community. What more do you want from a series or a tournament or games? Like, we cannot give you better casters. We can't give you better production. We cannot give you better games. Like, this is, yeah, I'm saying it, okay? This is just way too sick. Like, I am having such a good time. That game was absolutely hilarious. Beautiful. What a
I'm going to ask a question that I would have never thought of going into this weekend. Is it time to ban Urel?
Yeah, dude, I think so.
Like,
man, I've dubbed
insane.
it now. Like, there's no such thing. It's not his W knockback anymore. I call it sundering because he's always getting like 3 heroes and they're always in the same line, and it sets up everything super well. Dude, this is the moment where I believe TT just started to find their way back into the game, right? Like, Tomster gets a really big void here, and then look at the flank. Yeah, just huge flank. You get those chomps coming in. Big ult by Draded, and they just clean house. Beautiful setup there. I would have loved to hear what that sounded like in comms.
But here's Cure just jumping all over. He's like, all right, Justin, you get away. I'll just give it to somebody else.
Oh, yeah,
the minute Draded missed his Q there, he knew he was in trouble.
Yeah.
You miss your Q as an Orphea, you it's a waltz, man. It's a dance, and if you miss the 1 step, you're in trouble. He missed that Q, and Cure's probably like, okay, thank you. And just started jumping, man. Just started jumping.
That was fantastic. What a game. I think that was my favorite game so far. Just absolutely ridiculous. This big void, but I don't think a whole lot comes off of it. Like, Tom is just kind of in here doing what he can, and just no real setup. Like, Tomster ends up actually just getting traded out. Big old jugs from Buds again. He's honestly playing the Lili really, really well. They end up on the right-hand side of this fight. Zugrug super low too. Goku on the left-hand side. Just a mess of a team fight. But Zugrug dies there with the brilliant play by Tomster, and Team 12 just made massive plays in this team fight. They ended up killing basically every single member of Team Feedem, and yeah, this was a good old fight.
It's just fun to watch. That level 20 upgrade on the Sonic Arrow there, I didn't even catch that the first time around. Lutano landed the 20 upgrade to get the stun onto Lili. I mean, they ended up dying in the end, but still.
He did it to Fan too. It was actually so hype on the Infernal Shrines game when he remember the splash damage onto Fan, and then he hits him with the Sonic Arrow after and just gets the body onto Medivh. That was a good play too.
Just what a wild game, man. Here's the ending, and if Tomsters manages to stay alive just a moment longer here, see the blink come in. Tomster, that's when he missed his big cleave. They put everything. That Zeratul kill was kind of the beginning of the end. Take down Lily right after. But what a game. What a game. You gotta love those types.
Dude, it's just such a pleasure to watch these games. You know you're in for good, or you know you're having fantastic games when it's just like, as a caster, you feel also like a spectator. And I know the difference because there's been so many games where it feels like casting can be work, and I'm sure you know what that feels like too, but it's like games like this are just such a, what's the right word? It's just so much fun to watch and so much fun to comment on. It's been so awesome. That game was
well, we're getting everybody's favorite. Towers of Doom is next. I can tell you sometimes, like when you're casting, it kind of feels like no tomorrow, and you're like, oh, it's kind of rough, but most of the time, it's a glorious time, man. Being a part, you feel the energy, you can feel the tensity of some of these games, and being able to hear the comms, you can understand, like, look, one side is clearly having some fun, but you understand what they're feeling and what they're thinking, and we've experienced that. So as casters, you can kind of sense it when you're casting, and the fact that we're able to bring live comms, and now people can start to grasp what these games are like for some of these players. Although Team 12 lives in a world of their own, the rest of the teams, I mean, you can hear the intensity and the shot calling and the target calling. It's all there, man. So it's glorious, and being a part of that as a caster, you can feel it and you can sense it. And the fact that we're given a behind the scenes look with that, I think it gives a little bit of insight into why maybe we get a little excited at some of these plays, because we know what they're feeling, man. We've heard it before. It's pretty cool.
Absolutely. My favorite is when we get the Team 12 comms, and then we switch over to the Team Feedem comms, and it's like kind of troll and aloof, and then it's just like super serious and calculated. It's super fun to just hear that difference. We'll have to get that moving into this game, especially considering the circumstances. Like, this could be it.
This is it. I mean, Towers of Doom, we know, wild games always, and one more game for Team Feedem. They're the champs. They take home the top prize. Team 12, look, man, we thought they were down and out, man. You lose 2 keeps that early on Dragonshire. I mean, it's basically a guaranteed loss. They had one time to fight. They took that fight, and then they kept it going after that, man. Like, they made it happen, and they've made it really work. It's been a lot of fun.
All right, Team 12, Johanna ban. Side Team Feedem, the Abathur ban. Abathur, I think this is his best map, aside from perhaps something like Cursed Hollow. Man, we haven't seen a single Cursed Hollow game this entire tournament. That's weird, eh?
Okay, odds that we get one of these heroes, Samuro or Lost Vikings. How you feeling?
I would say greater than 50%.
Okay.
If
you were to pick one or the other, what do you think we would get from the
Samuro.
Team 12 side? Because I know that they can do both. Samuro?
Definitely Samuro. I think that Goku Samuro is disgusting.
He plays both for this team too, so you can do one or the other and feel pretty comfortable about it.
Yeah, but he's no Turk Vikings. Like his Samuro is so dirty, dude. It's insane. Like it.
Can we get Lutano to draft Li Ming? We sub in Turk to play Lost Vikings, and we get live commentary from Turk when he 1v1s the Li Ming, and we see who wins. I don't think we've ever seen anything like that before, so I'd love to maybe get it here.
That'd be the cherry on top for this tournament, dude, for sure. But we got the first big Zeratul coming in for Team 12. I don't anticipate a Zeratul and a Samuro running in the same game, but we've seen some wild stuff this tournament, so I'm not going to discount it just yet. Diablo picked up for Team Feedem with the Tyrande. That's a dirty opener, buddy.
When I have Tomster, the ultimate melee support flex, there's very few of those, and Justin, who's willing to play any melee period, maybe one of them plays Zeratul, and then we get Samuro. You never know. Oh, there was a game in HGC EU where they ran like triple Invis heroes on Towers of Doom, and it worked.
Okay, we got the Uther coming through. We got the Hanzo as well. Okay. It's the other Genji.
Do they ban out Ray here? Because the Raynor Genji has been a thorn in their side throughout a lot of this. But at the same time, the combo you mentioned, Diablo Tyrande, you need some big damage. Do you want to try and deny that?
Yeah, I actually think that's the smartest ban that they could run. Either ban... I actually think Malthael's the best, because when you pick an Uther like that, it's usually indicative of a double support composition, and a lot of the problems that the double support comp has been bringing have been around the Malthael. Think that Infernal Shrines game, right? You've got the Malthael and the Sonya, and that was basically the biggest issue, I would say. So I think the Malthael ban is, yeah, that's right.
So Sergeant Hammer taken away. Nobody wants Sergeant Hammer in their game. So Raynor, we know Hosty's been playing a lot of Raynor. Tracer's available. Into an Uther, maybe not so much. So they'll save that big damage pick at the end. They get the Raynor and the Yrel. Always a thorn.
Okay, so we're gonna get the Yrel again for Cure. It's gonna try to beat Goomba hopping onto the members of Team 12. What are these next two picks? They're not gonna be what any of us think, okay? Unless they just run the most normie comp of all time, but I don't think that's no. When you see the Uther, you know.
There it is! There it is!
Greater than 50%, baby! We got it.
It had to happen. It had to happen.
Okay.
Samuro versus Yrel, that's a feel good.
It is. He does not take any damage when he's looking to stack up, and it should be pretty simple. Actually, I think the Samuro here is hella dirty, but you already have the Yrel. I actually think maybe locking that in early, saving the last pick, or sorry, saving your off lane for last might have been better. Perhaps you can just run a global like the Dahaka, because he's open, but Team Feedem instead, they just have a really strong team fight comp. And Alarak can... Man, Lutano's Alarak has been actually really good this series, so I'm just excited no matter what. This is going to be a good old game.
He used to go several games in a row on his stream where he would just spam Alarak. Like, just Alarak, Alarak, Alarak. Yeah. Okay, odds that Alarak gets his level 1 fully completed now that there's a Samuro in the game. Not just like, oh, I get 15, but I'm talking about you get the full proc.
Yeah, I mean... Good. Definitely. So that it's the nice thing about having any hero stacking ability when you're playing against Samuro, like even playing like a Muradin against him or anything like that. Zul'jin, you can get a lot of stacks. That's always great. But ladies and gentlemen, this could be the last game of our tournament this weekend. Thanks for being here. We got Team 12 on the left, 1 victory. Team Feedem on the right in red. They're up 3 games. A Samuro, Zeratul, double support game on Towers of Doom. Who'da thunk it? Not your boys.
5, 4, 3.
Negative Ghost Rider.
1.
But either way, the fact that Team Feedem has come out, this is the roster we kind of were hoping we would get to see. We're finally get to see it unfolding in one of the most glorious tournaments you'll ever see. And the comms have been amazing. To get the inside on, but we're seeing some of the full potential, and Team 12 doesn't want to give up those stacks, staying away from the early skirmishes, and I think justifiably so.
Right, there's the combo, but Zugrug on the negative end of that trade. Team 12 doing some serious damage to that front line, but he's the spell shield Diablo, keep in mind. Not a lot of burst possible, and here we go, Goku just looking to step up and do some damage to Cure. Okay.
Hello?
Apparently Hanzo died.
Traded? What?
I mean,
That's
any
first blood.
damage
That's
combo,
all I know.
Yeah. Any damage combo from the Diablo plus a Tyrande stun is likely going to be a dead hero. Up until the cleanse comes through, it's going to be tough to keep them alive, even if it's a double support comp.
Well, that's a good start for Team Feedem. pretty inconsequential in the long run. Samuro will be continuing to stack against that Yrel, and once Samuro gets stacked, gets that level 7, and you start getting the big auto damage, that's when he can be threatening. So we'll see the Samuro impact as the game goes on, and Goku will just come out here, give some harassment. Clones come out, get the stacks, but we've got a skirmish down here. Justin getting flipped around on the Zeratul. Heals come in. Collusion manages to skirt by, and then Justin's actually going to be the first to fall in that fight. Hosty just walking forward, and confidently so. And now Team Feedem will come in for the invade, take the Sapper camp, while the rest of the other Sapper camp will continue to push in the bottom. This is a great start for Team Feedem.
And it's a double Sapper camp push. That's going to do a lot of damage to the structures on the bottom side of the map. Meanwhile, Yrel is doing a fantastic job clearing top, clearing bottom, keeping Samuro on his toes. Just everything going right here for Team Feedem. They got first 2 kills. They're up in XP. They're looking cute and feeling cute.
Is that you when you wake up in the morning?
Yeah, dude. You saw me at dress rehearsal. Smile. You called me cute. You literally called me cute.
I said your hair. Your hair. Your hair.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I wasn't wearing a hat. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Ooh, nice combo.
Anyway, Zugrug. Ooh, gets the Lunar Flare on top of it, but Bud's going to be able to walk away. Okay. We see you, Justin. Looking to make a combo. He's got the Vorpal, too. He can go back in if he so chooses.
He's got him in there. He gets the kill.
Just kidding.
But now he's kind of alone here. He has double support, ends up having that blink, and now Lutano in trouble. The roots nicely put. Vengeful roots are going to get some damage in. Hosty trying to trade out onto Justin. Might have overstepped. Seeing if Buds can maybe drop the hammer. He's going to get the hammer onto Collusion. And just like that, Team 12 right back into the game. Experience now coming back. Altars have already spawned, and they are just up. 3 kills to 2. Just like that, they turned it around.
Team 12 clapping back. Team Feedem just getting absolutely destroyed in the bot lane. The Vorpal was huge, actually. Getting that kill onto Zugrug, continuing on with that team fight, picking up another couple kills. And now it's 3 kills to 2 for Team 12. They found their stride in this game. Really nice job.
I mean, if it had gotten much worse, or, you know, they ended up dropping another hero there off that combo, we could be looking at a rough start. But the fact that they got that, they also reset the sadism on Alarak, which is always good after those first few kills. So nice to hit that soft reset button. See if we can take a look at some of the stacks so far. It's Uther level 1, Samuro trying to get those stacks up, trying to see where we're at. We'll see if we can take a look at those talents here in just a second. See how stacks are going.
This is fun too. Look at that.
The damage is control 2. There we go.
Okay, 50, we got 18 there. Cure in a world of hurt, but looks like some counter damage is coming through. Tomster is the focus. Malfurion dies in this skirmish. Buds or Zeratul, the next target stunned up, is Justing, and he is going to get Goomba stomped by Cure, and that's a double kill going over to Team Feedem.
Cure on that level 7, man. Once he picks that up, that's such a feels bad man moment, because he's jumping and you know that next one's coming 1 second later, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. He's making work, and it very timely for them as Bud's just having a good time over there. Remember, as long as there's no danger, you can bait over the sappers. He only baits over 1 to that, and it'll keep it from ever going towards those structures. But with the next altars, Kala, neutral side, do we get any type of engagement from either team?
I don't think so. This is honestly 9 times out of 10. This is just a trade, because the. Ooh, okay. I see. Yeah, Goku's a little bit late to the party there, but yeah, it's just not worth it. The amount of bad positioning that you have to have in order to try to get such a small, I guess, increase in your momentum in this game, it's just not worth it, especially when Team Feedem have so much going for them right now. I don't see them invading, and then Team 12 are just looking for late game, so it's not like they would look to invade either.
Justine playing around with the wormhole, getting some harassment there. The lack of soak right now in the last few kills. Now we're looking at about a 3/4 level lead. Their rotating top is Team Feedem, maybe contemplating a gank. Instead, they're going to go ahead and peel back. Without any sappers available, there's not much they can do with their level 10s. Goku should have his clones available.
He's in big trouble.
Gets the invis, and the jump just missed there. If Cure gets on top of that, we might be looking at a different scenario. But level 10 now coming in for Team 12, and that's when Samuro really becomes a pain for a lot of these teams.
I definitely thought that Zug was going to make it in time for that rotation and try to cut off Goku. But now he's got the clones. He's looking good. Void Prison coming online. The D-Shield coming online. Everything that Team 12 needs to try to win a team fight is here. And the Samuro just gets stronger and stronger as the game progresses.
All right, here we go. Single altar, both teams at level 10, right dead smack in the middle. It's an unavoidable fight. If Team Feedem wins this fight in a couple hero fashion, they could easily look to take down this bottom keep, get control of the game, and then also get extra core shots. We'll see how this plays out. Samuro placing his clones in the top so that he can come down, rotate down, and join this team fight. Here's the clones that will move down momentarily. Collusion and team. That stun already out. Justin gets the VP. See if they try and engage off this. Right now, they are completely zoned out by Urel, Kala.
Yeah, no arrow coming through. No value off of that. That's just a 90-second cooldown. So Team Feedem's got to be feeling good about that one. So really, really nice moves. Honestly, that was an ult used for a shadow charge, and you're right. Collusion's Lunar Flare was not up to follow it either. Lutano could have perhaps looked for a combination off the stun, but not quite there. Nice cleanse by Buds to get Justin to safety, but the double combo gets a silence onto onto Uther, but the lightning breath not quite enough to chunk down Uther. But this is just going to be a push in and the first fort of the game going over to Team Feedem.
Well, Team Feedem has taken control of this game. Let's see how they strategize around this. We'll get a listen in on Team Feedem's side to see how we can go and see if we can get Team 12 at the tail end of it. Let's take a listen.
Get just all go, dude. Like, get
just all of it.
I don't know if we all
me,
go.
kill Hosty here. No, we're fine. They have no wave. Yeah, they have no wave. They have no wave. Cleared it.
I might get
Actually,
top. I think they might be top.
Let's push mid then. If they're top.
Mouth is bottom.
That's like their solo laner, right? So.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. They're 4 minutes top. I'm pretty 100%.
Are they bossing?
No,
they're on me. They're on me. I'm fine.
Onzo med, Zera med.
They're doing it. Valve can't take that, guys. Let's just play mid.
Okay.
Am I bottom? I might be bottom then.
And just for now, let me get
this wave. Okay, Zera's top. Zera's top. I think I'm okay though.
You want to go help him kill him?
Let's go push these pumps in.
I don't think so.
Let's force cooldowns on them, dude.
No, this is gone. This is gone. Just let it go.
It's fine. It's like.
Yeah. Top is gone. Top is gone.
We can look at Valve.
Wait, look.
You got a body block maybe?
Oh. I'm here. I got him.
Okay. Go. He's marked.
Good job. Good patience. Top is gone. They're hard pushing it.
I'm gonna go for cap.
We got shots in. Nice shot.
Yeah. Go play for mid again. Go play for mid again.
Yeah, mid push.
I have an all in 3.
Kill cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, we 4-man this. Zera's here. He's strong. Good chunk.
Damage, really good.
Nice.
We don't want
We don't want this cap, right?
Yeah, we don't want to take this. Yeah, back.
Let's get these walls down.
Here.
I'm coming to you guys. I'm coming. We're good, yeah.
Can we?
I'm gonna get bot soak.
Yeah, we're out.
Never mind. We'll just clear it out.
Alright, I'm gonna
do what you want.
You guys want to rip boss?
Sure. Yeah, I'll do it.
They kind of some alley, yeah.
She is bot. Always do.
Hit it up. I'm here.
Are you dead, Trevor? Are you fine?
I'm probably dead.
Maybe we hit like Zug. Let's just Q. We just hit Zug maybe. Yeah, I'm just hitting Zug. Staying on Zug.
Hey, Ryan.
It's on Zug. I'm inclusion. Do you shield? I'm insane. I'll shield. Oh fuck. Just fine.
Eat their ass, Treant!
Oh shit, I don't know. Enough.
What the fuck? Goku's still
Just
here?
not enough.
Oh my god.
Oh, nice.
Oh. Like the end of a movie when like the character that went missing at the beginning comes back.
I'm angry.
Like, I'm angry. Oh fuck. Oh, we could just chill, I guess. I kind of want to Zug actually. I like one.
I'm angry.
I'll get it.
Goku's angry.
I got bottom. I'm hitting bottom.
Alright.
Yeah.
I'm watching the rotate, I guess.
The time is now, heroes. Claim the
They're capping their top right. I'm with Dre to top left.
Got it. Yeah, we should have it.
It's like a movie where two people go missing and then they show up again just moments later.
Oh, they're all collapsing.
Wait, Tomster,
I'm
eat
here.
their what?
I'm here.
Okay, Malfurion dying here. Can,
Oh, damn.
We still have team audio.
Like
So wait 1 second.
I'm
let's
tapping.
just let them
tapping.
talk. Oh, as if on cue. But Malfurion ends up dying. That was a very, very interesting series of comms. That was probably the best thing I've ever heard Tomster say. Not the Triant thing, but the movie thing. I completely agree. I thought Goku was dead the whole time, dude.
Oh, Justin just missed on the interrupt. Nice charge in by Zugrug. Is actually going to buy time. Goku splits out just before the combo hits. But a timely charge by Zugrug will actually help confirm the cap and sending Team 12 down to 12 shots.
They're in a hairy situation here, J-How. Losing bot, constantly losing these sappers as well. However, Team 12 do have top control, and Samuro can control that top sapper as well to try to just help themselves out, get 3 of those sappers in if at all possible. But this is not looking good for Team 12. Their team fight is strong when they have all their cooldowns available, but there's no void. There's the stun and flip onto Uther. Immediate blow up despite the silence. And that's going to be another kill going over to Team Feedem.
Yeah, they were just missing out on that 16 power spike for Zeratul to maybe try and turn that with some Uther heals. Instead, we're going to see the sappers go through. 9 shots left. Cure taking damage will go ahead and leap out. Zugrug looking to try and make a play. Lutano continuing to just pepper away with these strikes. And now with 16, that's when Zeratul comes online. But is it too late? We know it's never too late on Towers of Doom, but a team like Team Feedem knows how to close these games out, and they're up 20-9, double altar, and they have control over this bot lane.
Zeratul hitting the power spike that he so desperately wants to try to find a way back into this game. But that's, man, I feel like I've said this sentence a billion times so far this tournament, but we need to see a void, we need to see an arrow, we need to see that big old combination coming through from Team 12, or it is gonna be lights out. And here they come, J-How. They're looking for the flank.
Zugrug looking for somebody, though, as Cure jumps over. There's the VP. See if we get the follow-up. Right now, they've got Cure isolated, but that is not a target with the Ardent Defender. That's never good to try and make that D-Shield already out, as we see Zeratul trying to make plays. And there's the slow Dragon Arrow out in response. Will hit 3 targets, but right now, Goku is harassing Collusion. Nice telekinesis will save him. Malfurion falls. Goku somehow survives, but he manages to turn the fight onto Diablo. They get that kill. Buds needs to get the heal. Lutano is getting low, but he's actually going to trade out with the help of Collusion. That's going to be a 2-for-1 trade in favor. Drayden says, wait a minute, I can't go this way. There is a keep there. Buds just trying to take down Collusion, but 4 members fall on the side of Team 12. An altar is available, and now we got to look. How much time do we have on the boss spawn? It looks like they're going to turn their attention towards that mid keep. We're looking at 20 seconds away. I don't know if that's enough time to squeeze that boss in. You run the risk of it being intercepted, but they also have the sappers. This might be checkmate, Kala. With the sappers pushing bottom and the boss, I don't know if they can make it, but Samuro's the only hero that can make this defense possible.
Team 12 has their work cut out for them, that's for sure. Trying to get those kills in that team fight. They were so very close. Lutano is a live lord. He sat at like 5-10% health for most of that team fight, making some pretty flashy plays here on the Alarak, as we've seen him do in this tournament. And Team Feedem are running it in with their sappers to see if they can get at least 2 out of 3 to try to win themselves some big old cash.
Here it comes. Zeratul already checked the boss, saw that they weren't there. They're going to have to get big cleaves in here. The sappers approaching. All it takes is 2 to get through. Justine goes in, takes damage, instantly gets blown up. That might be enough. Cure goes in. Goku trying to get these sappers down. Tomster has fallen. There's the silence onto Buds. They get the counter kill onto Yrel, and they actually save enough for only 1 sapper to make it through. They sit on 1 core health, but they lose out 2-1 on the trade. Next sapper round in 15 seconds. That still might be enough. The boss also a point of contention with the bottom altar here. How can you be in so many places at once? Team 12 is going to have to use this Samuro. Keep an eye on things, and now that was check. This might actually be checkmate.
So many ways for Team Feedem to end this series and win themselves the money. And let's see if they can find at least one of them. There's the stun combo, and Samuro just gets destroyed. J-How, I thought that perhaps Team 12 would have had a chance in this one unless they make a disgusting 3v4 outplay here. It's going to be lights out for Team 12. There is the stun. Zugrug trying to find anything he possibly can. The D-Shield moving in, missing the Q. Dreda's trying to do what he can. There's the NA arrow, just whiffing completely. Collusion caught in the thick of things, but it does not matter. Pick Kid coming in. He's getting some damage done. Has the Vorpal, goes back in, gets the 1 kill. Tomster is here too. The big old 2v4. Void gets dropped, but there's the stun onto Tomster, and he dies in addition. Zeratul.
Justin is pretty much out of resources. He no longer has those Uther heals. Samuro not back for 3 seconds. Cure is just hopping all over him. Lutano's just waiting for the blink in. There's going to be the damage and a perfect counter strike as Lutano will seal the deal here. And now Team Feedem can finally channel a great and valiant defense. But Team Feedem are our Toasty and Gladman Invitational champions.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Honestly, when we first saw their games in this tournament, I thought for sure that they were going to be the winners. Like, they looked so clean. They looked a cut above everybody else. Keep in mind, like, their roster was their roster was their HGC team. So, like, looking at the way that they performed, it was pretty exactly kind of what we expected out of them is what I'm trying to say here. And they definitely showed up, and it is unfortunate to not be able to see them in a league sort of format, but hopefully we can get them in tournaments moving forward, because this is just so fantastic to watch this team play.
That was the play where Tomster was getting pretty hype. That was somehow Goku made it out alive. They wanted to get more kills, wanted to snipe a few more, unable to do so. They fought back, and they fought back hard, but Team 12, I mean, it seemed like it could go either way in a lot of these fights, and it seemed like it could go either way in this series, but Team Feedem, man, like, they clutched it out. Double support was enough for part of these games, but the collusion support, we talked about Cure, probably the MVP, but collusion support, collusion god throughout the weekend.
Dude, he played insane. Like, so many good plays from him. I would have to definitely, honestly, there's just all of the members of Team Feedem played super well, so it's hard to say, you know, which player deserves the MVP, but it's usually not a support. So I'm gonna give it to him. I'm gonna give it to the man's collusion himself. So many good D shields, so many great Twilight Dreams, just making it look easy, but it certainly isn't. A really, really nice job by the whole roster, Team Feedem.
It's fun plays, man. Fun plays. Like, watching this back and forth and Cure on that Urel. I mean, every time it looks like Lutano was going to die or Collusion was going to die, it's like there's just enough healing to get by, and everybody's at like 5% health. But at the end of it, you look at the top of the screen, and the death timers are on the side of Team 12, and that's not where you want them to be, man. But, man, they put on one hell of a show this weekend. Team Feedem did, and we got to listen to their comms. They were a very calculated approach.
Dude,
this combo here. Ooh, Zugrug just manhandled him.
Dude, he just found him out the entire time, had Goku's number. Zugrug is a dirty old tank player. Really nice combination there. Late game Diablo is so scary, especially that Q build.
I thought this was fun. My favorite part, and the one thing about the counter-strike at the end, is that Lutano knows that he has to play around Wormhole. And so he just aimed his counter-strike directly at it.
Yeah.
Said, all right, this is free. I mean, the fact that Justin was able to do all of this in the meantime, I for a moment, I'm like, there's no way they turn this around. There's no way they turn this around. He gets a kill, and then you'll see Lutano will angle himself directly left at the tail end of this. And it's all about the Wormhole play, and Lutano, dude, is precise with it. Here it comes.
Ease in for the combo. Has it set on the left-hand side, just blows him up. Lutano, what a perfect way to end the tournament for himself.
Just able to crown themselves the champs for the weekend, man. It's been amazing. We're going to be getting you guys a winners interview, so don't go anywhere. We're going to bring one of those members in. We're trying to figure out where we got, but let's actually take a look at what took place this weekend, because it was Heroes Hearth, the endemic upset to start the event on Saturday afternoon. Endemic came in with a 3-0 over Heroes Hearth. Team 12, they put on quite a performance with these unusual drafts. And then on the right side, it was the Murloc Geniuses, 3/5 of that tempo roster, ran into the freight train of Team Feedem, who managed to only drop a single map over a 2-day set. So Team Feedem, they're at the top, man, with that glorious logo. Maybe with some of this prize money, they can afford a better logo. Kala, what do you think?
Nah, it's all, dude, Scuffed is aesthetic now, trust me. We'll have to ask in the winner's interview, but yeah, Scuffed is aesthetic, let me tell you.
Well, we've got the man, the myth, the legend, the beard, the slick hair, the beautiful smile, the Canadian accent, the one with the dog, the invisible cat, the oh babies. We've got Hosty. Hosty, how's it going, man?
Hey, what's up, Jay? How you doing?
Good, dude. So, all right. I don't know if you had a chance to listen in over the last few days, but we had the difference between Team Feedem comms and Team 12 comms. You guys are very different people, man. Very different people. Did you ever think that maybe we need to entertain, or was this just a matter of we're out to prove a point?
I mean, at the end of the day, we need that paycheck, so we're just we're gonna win it. We came in, we were very professional, you know, we treated it just like it was HGC, and we needed the W. So our drafts were on point. I think our play and our comms were on point, and we were just very focused, and that's all we wanted. We just wanted the win.
Okay, so HGC, you know, RIP. I see you're wearing your Heroes Gaming Club hoodie, though. We had a look at Team Feedem. A lot of us knew what the roster was going to be, but we never got to see it unfold. This tournament comes together. You guys put all 5 together. You know, some people have kind of gone certain ways. Some people maybe not investing as much time, but clearly you guys had practiced together. Like, did it feel good to actually finally compete instead of just kind of, look, we're playing behind the scenes? And what did it feel like when you actually got to compete at a level where there is something on the line?
Honestly, it feels great because, you know, we had months of scrims before HGC was supposed to happen. So we were scrimming every single day, 6 hours a day against every single team. And, you know, our scrim performance was amazing, but obviously nobody got to see that. So it really sucked when we got the news and no one knew how strong we actually were. But I'm really happy for these tournaments because now we could actually show how strong we were. How strong we are.
Well, I'm going to send you over to your fellow Canadian, Kala, for now.
Buddy. Congratulations.
Hey, Canadian.
Hey.
Thank you.
Man, all these guys are making fun of me for the words that I say. It's not cool, dude. Does that happen to you too?
Honestly, I'm sorry about that, dude. They always make fun of me too, and I'm sorry that they're making fun of you, man.
Thanks, brother. My question that I had for you was, do you think that tournaments like this, put on by the community, are enough of an incentive to have a team, you know, play together fairly regularly and try to just put up a strong performance in tournaments moving forward? Because that's what I want to see happen within the Heroes scene, but and that's what that's the whole reason why this is happening. But do you think that it is enough of an incentive?
Number one, I think as far as production value of this tournament, it actually surpassed HGC. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. It was actually amazing. So congrats to you guys, Tempo, Red Bull, HHE, the casters. You guys did amazing. As far as at the end of the day, monetarily, it's very difficult for players to support themselves on the money that's going to be coming in from HOTS alone. Now, most HOTS players stream as well. So if you could always go to their stream and help them there. I think there's going to be a bunch of teams that continue to play together. We're one of them just because we love the game. We love the competition. But yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. That's really the only question that I had. So thank you very much for putting in all your hard work, dude. Really appreciate it. The games were fantastic. I was telling Jay how, and you might have heard, but after seeing you guys play the one round, I'm like, yeah, this is it. Like, these guys are insane. Obviously, I didn't say that, but in my brain, I'm like, these guys are so far ahead of everybody else. So really nice play.
Thank you.
Toasty, be honest with me.
Okay.
We all know that there are some members of Team 12 and some members of Team Feedem that didn't necessarily see eye to eye. Team Feedem is more of the we keep it simple approach and just everything stays calm. But was there anybody on the team that might have said some things to say they felt good about some of these kills or winning in some of these games?
I mean, honestly, there really is no grudge. There was maybe at the time a certain other Canadian member that was a little bit PJ Salt that did a few. Anyway, that's in the past. Now we're just cool with all the other members on TT. But honestly, we just wanted to win, and every time we killed them or every time we won a team fight, we were happy about that. You know, we screamed a bit, and it felt good.
So you're watching the series before you guys play. Were you like, man, I hope we don't have to play against Team 12 because their drafts are so weird? Or were you just like, oh, whatever, man, we take comes with it? Because Team 12, they're just not normal, man. So was that like, no. I guess we got to play them or whatever, man, we'll take it?
No, we wanted to play them because even before, you know, HEC was supposed to start in scrims, they were the only team that really did well against us, and they were our best scrim partners by far. So why would we want to just play a team where we know we're gonna beat? So you know, it was exciting playing against them, and it brought back all the emotions for all our players, and we're actually playing against them next week as well, so that'll be fun too.
They kept banning Imperius against you guys. Is it because you guys played it, or they just had no idea how the hero works?
Can you imagine Cure on Imperius, dude?
Imperius.
Keurig killed it. He made Urel look like a real hero this weekend.
Dude, it's the skill shot practice he's been having, dude. It's playing out of his mind.
It's playing heroes off stream. I got you. Toasty, man, congrats on your win today. It's a big win for you guys, man. It's actually been a ton of fun to watch. But you know, we're gonna give you your time, man. The floor is yours, dude. Do your thing.
All right, well, I already said it. Thank you to you guys, the casters. I don't know all the production crew behind this, but there must have been a lot of people because it was honestly better than HEC. I really hope the fans come out and continue to watch because I want to see more of these tournaments. It was really good. Second, I have to shout out my hostages. You guys are amazing. You keep me playing HOTS, honestly, every single day. I do it because of you guys. And then on top of that, I have to say, check out my teammates' stream. Most of them are playing League right now, but if you guys could go watch them, support them, they're amazing people. And it's unfortunate what happened to HEC because we were all looking really forward to it. So check them all out: twitch.tv, Lutano, Keurig, Zugrug, and Collusion.
All right, Toasty, man. Congrats on the win, man. We'll be watching you on
Thank
stream,
you.
and we'll be watching you this next weekend as well. Appreciate it, dude.
Congrats, dude.
Thank you. Take care, Kala. Jay.
Whew. Kala, what a weekend, man.
Absolutely. That
what a
was
weekend.
Some of the most fun I've had casting Heroes of the Storm. And it just makes me feel happy because we had everything taken away and then we're like, you know what, screw it. We're just going to build something even cooler. And to have an objective opinion like that saying that our production here was better than what we had before, I think so too, because it's more organic, it's more real. I feel like the viewers get to see how the teams actually are. Like that sort of stuff is just something that you never got to see, even with like HGC Oracle. It's just everybody has to play that certain role of a Blizzard production when they're getting filmed and stuff like that. And I'm really happy that people just got to see that side of the teams and the side of the players. It's super cool.
It's such a unique perspective that you and I we got to see it all the time, but for people it just brings a whole new element to this. So I'm glad we were able to bring that this weekend. I'm glad that we were able to have this tournament. Shout outs to Tempo Storm and Red Bull for making it happen here. The Toasty and Gladman Invitational. Those guys have been killing it. I have no idea what they're doing right now, but we got one guy dancing, two guys that are... Yeah, I'm going to need an explanation on that after this, but, you know, special shout out to those guys. I can't stress enough how awesome the production's been for us, but they're now out of here. But again, Tempo Storm, Red Bull, thank you guys for making this happen. Toasty and Gladman putting this on. It's been an absolute blast. Remember, the most important thing you can do to make sure that tournaments like this continue to happen is to be a part of that community. Do as little or as much as you want. Tweet about it, like post, retweet post, comment on Reddit, upvote stuff. If you want more community involvement, more tournaments, that's the way to get it out there. Let everybody know how much you enjoyed this. We appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully we'll be doing this again in the future. Until now, we'll see you in the Nexus. Have a good one.
Later, babies.